What is up, Cahir Club? And a warm welcome back to another CahirLIVE live stream. How goes it? I hope everybody's been having a wonderful, wonderful start to their week. It is Monday. Boo. Garfield don't like those, do we? You know that funny cat with the lasagna? You know the one? With like the dog? You know. Anyway, today we are back with some shiny hunting. But yeah, hello Brugger and hello James. How goes it? How goes it? I hope your weeks have gotten off to good starts. But yeah, today we are back with some shiny hunting. Last shiny hunting stream, we got a bunch of Duraludon. I don't know if we're going to get a bunch of shinies this stream, but I think that would be cool if we did. I guess we will end up finding out, though. Can't wait for the new Garfield movie. It's going to be interesting. I don't know. I'm still not, I'm still not sure. If I'm going to... I mean, I'll probably end up seeing it more like at home rather than at cinema. But, Chris Pratt's voice really just didn't Garfield for me. Anyway, it's MLK Day for you, so it's a good Monday. Understandable. Yeah, no, yeah. Hell yeah. I feel like I paused too much, so I might as well just ask at this point, because it's obvious what I was going to ask. The civil rights activist, or like the Christian? Becca, hello, how goes it? I hope your week's gotten off to a good start. But yeah, let's hop into the, let's hop into it. Now that I've probably embarrassed myself. Alright. What do you mean, what? MLK? I'm guessing Martin Luther King. Wait. I'm not sure how stupid I'm being right now. I'm gonna be real. Rob, hello, how goes it? I hope your week's gotten off to a good start. I might be fumbling. Martin Luther King Jr. Yeah, that was... Martin King Luther. It's the activist. Yeah, right. No, the Christian was Martin Luther? I apologize. I'm really dumb. But yeah, you can get well, Kleavor. You can, just about here. Not bad here? Hell yeah, glad to hear it, Rob. Spewpar? Yeah, Spewpar. Remember we did the Spewpar stream. I hate these guys. Alright, I need to make sure I know the sandwich. I can't brain either. I'm gonna act like I'm not alone here. We're British, so it's understandable. I feel like it's not that understandable, though. I feel like I should know more. Oh, do you mean the stupid part? You're saying I'm British, so I'm stupid, so it's fine. You want rock sandwich? I do want rock sandwich. And rock sandwich is... Bacon! Bacon, bacon, bacon. And it is the same for big loads, big sandwich. Yes, yes it is. Okay. Alright, both. Yeah, that's fair. Alright, I think I have bacon. Alright, I do have bacon. I don't have much bacon. Also, you showed your grandmother a Goomy. She asked if it was a rabbit. No, I can see that. It's got the ears. Goomy de rabbit. Goomy de rabbit indeed. Alright. Let's get some cucumber, some pickle, some bacon. Don't I need 3 bacons, actually? Yeah, I do. And then... Antenna, it's a slug, yes. But, like... I'm saying, like... What's it called? Rabbit isn't too far away. It's got rabbit vibes. I wouldn't slate anybody for thinking it's a rabbit, you know? Alright. Let's try not to butcher the bacon. Because this is bacon blocks. Has anybody had bacon like this? Like block bacon? Alright. Yes. Spam is quite good. Like, on one hand, I want to answer. On the other hand, shit. I'm not even putting this on. Goodbye. We did it! we did it! We didn't fuck up the sandwich. Be right back, have fun BRBing. Alright. I'm surprised I managed that, honestly. I'm impressed I managed that. Alright, then this should give us rock power. This should give us a nice, healthy dosing of rock power. If I'm not mistaken. Why is there a timer? Well, it's going to start in a moment, isn't it? Because, like, it's not like I count encounters. Is spam bacon? I thought it was like spiced ham or something. I thought it was a block of processed meat. I just thought it was like a block of processed pork. And that was about it. Anyway, we can like just spawn a bunch. Yeah, I was gonna say, like, it's... a lot of Kleavor spawn around here. Okay, so we're gonna want to keep an eye on the Scyther. Oh, we shouldn't get any shiny Scyther. The Minior, those are gonna be an issue. We need to try to keep the Minior from spawning. That guy's, like, staring at me rather aggressively. I don't like that. Uh-oh. I think he's gonna start chasing. Yeah, okay. Quick picnic. Tactical picnic. Yeah, I'm not gonna go after the Minior is the issue. I feel like that's gonna, like... waste... oh, God. Okay, there are a lot of Minior. Did you know they did a pumpkin spiced spam? Why do they do that? Why are there so many Minior? No! Go away! You know what? The Minior are fine. We don't need to worry about the Minior. We just reset quick. Okay, I get it. Things might slide off the table. There we go. Apparently this space results in the least Minior. So, like, this isn't as bad as it could be. Alright. Well, sometimes they just run off screen. That's a bit concerning. Like, they run into despawning. Which isn't exactly what you want to see, is it? Alright. Chat spam, spam, spam. Spam, spam, spam. Is it an advertisement of canned meat? No, it's just spam. Spam. Alright. I don't know, I always remember when I first saw Holy Grail, I just didn't understand it. Like, I didn't understand why it ended like that or anything. I was really annoyed by it. I need to rewatch it at some point. Because I feel like I'd understand it these days, you know? I feel like in the current day and age, I would get it more. That Kleavor is very small. That's funny. Spam exactly. It fucks me up. I didn't fully realize it, but spam does indeed come, like, the term spam in referring to the clogging of internet forums or mail, that actually comes from that skit. Like, basically in the early days of forums and shit, people just quoted that skit a bunch. To the point where it, like, clogged up chat rooms and such. So, it became synonymous with clogging up chat rooms. Like the term spam did. So, like, the term spam genuinely comes from Monty Python, which I think is kind of cool. I like that a lot. I love, like, random bits of trivia like that, where you can, like, trace back the origin of things that are just niche pieces of media. Like, correct me if I'm mistaken, but didn't Let Him Cook come from the What Was He Cooking thumbnail of Thanos? Where people kept on, like, whenever someone said something confusing or some shit, they, like, post that image of Thanos going, not Thanos going, but, like, Thanos with What Was He Cooking layered over it. Or was cooking already a term before then? I feel like the term at least gained popularity from that image, I think. If I'm not mistaken. Anyway, you need to transfer your R keys from BDSP to Scarlet Violet, so be right back. Understandable, have fun transferring. It's nice and easy these days. Sometimes I have to transfer things from Gen 4 to Gen 5. Gen 4 to Gen 5. It came from a rap song. Ah, fair. That makes more sense. Still, though, did it, like... I guess the question is, like, did it have much of an origin before the rap song? Did the rap song boost its popularity? Or did the rap song coin the term? Always around, the fact it's being referenced as the origin, I still think shows media's influence. Like, I don't know, people always like to brush off the relevance of media. But I feel like media has, like, a much bigger grip. A much bigger grasp than people expect it to. Like, I don't know, people always, like, trying to, like, brush it off as, like, oh, it's just a movie, you know? But I feel like when you do that, you kind of, like, undermine... I'm not, like, trying to be, like, oh, movies are important, movies are life. I'm not trying to, like, be like that. But I feel like sometimes people brush off criticism of films and shit. And brush off... people, like, brush off, like, media criticism and such when people suggest it could be badly influential, because they're like, oh, it's just a movie, you know? But I feel like that's a very, like, naive take. Shortly after the song, the guy uploaded some cooking video with the title, Let That Boy Cook. As in, like, the singer? That's funny, I like that. These guys scare me. I don't like these guys, you know? Those guys over there, very concerned. I'm just going to ignore them. It's like they're not even there. Because I know if I, like, start trying to get the Minior, I'm going to spend, like, double the time on this hunt than I would otherwise. Like, I don't want to waste effort. Is this on my playlist? So it is. I'd say, like, the more you know. I should know this, I made the playlist. Like, I can't put, like, the, wow, what a fun fact card. I made that. I put that song there. Yeah, the rap artist. Not too sure about what it was, but kind of funny. Yeah, no, I like that a lot. That's funny. All right. Did you guys see the Patterrz video? They made a video on Patterrz lore. The thing that I took away from that video is Okidogi was Patterrz's first, like, follower. Patterrz, like, kind of took control of Okidogi first. Recruited Okidogi to its cause. And I'm pointing this out as relevant because I fought Patterrz with Okidogi. Okidogi was like Patterrz's original friend, arguably like its last connection to the world, because the two old people who raised it are probably like long dead by now, considering how long the Ogerpon thing was ago. Like the Ogerpon stuff was like a while ago, you know? Like, and I just made it fight its buddy, you know? I made it fight its friend, and in fact, Okidogi was like willing to. You think in the Legends it was the dog first and the monkey, then later the peasant? That would make sense because that was the order. Yeah, no, it is based on a story, isn't it? Which I find fun because it's like an inversion of the story, isn't it? Where the protagonists of the actual fable are Patterrz and crew, who are the villains in Pokemon. Like, I think that's a very fun way of reinterpreting, like... I just think that's a fun reinterpretation, you know? Like, I feel like most people would go, like, the very generic way, but no, they made an effort to, like, reinterpret, redo it, and I think that's fun. But, yeah, no, it was a sweet video. I enjoyed it a lot. And Patterrz's got like a lot for it, you know? Like, Patterrz's presence is felt throughout the first DLC, you know? Like, Patterrz isn't physically present, but is like a very present character in that first DLC. Very much like the thing that kicked the events in motion of Ogerpon, that obviously led to Kieran's jealousy and such. Which I think is cool. But then... what was it called? Then it obviously got like a whole story to itself. The epilogue was about Patterrz, you know? The whole epilogue of Scarlet and Violet. It's one of the most, like... I know a lot of people apparently didn't like it all that much, but you've got to admit the fact that we got like a full-on story surrounding the mythical, instead of just like a few lines of dialogue and walking to them in like an arena alone. Like, that's cool. That's a cool event. At least conceptually, like, it's cool that they went that far for it. Why not a rock sandwich? Why not a rock sandwich? Is there another mon? We are on rock sandwich. Scyther just spawn anyway. If we do if we do bug sandwich, sorry, only Scyther will spawn. If we do rock sandwich, Scyther will still spawn because they spawn with Kleavor sometimes. Also, there's like that crew over there, but I'm ignoring them. If I don't look at them, they can't be shiny. But it is a rock sandwich. But yeah, Patterrz got a lot, which I really like about it. It's a shame we might not get a movie around it. We've not had like a proper Pokemon movie since the Zarude one, which is a shame. I feel like a Patterrz movie could go really well though, you know? Like, It'd be like a zombie spoof film, I think. As it gets into the second act, people would start being possessed by Patterrz and stuff. And, like, whoever the protagonists are, whether we have, like, Ash in another movie, or we have, like, the Horizons crew doing it, like, it would be them running away from Patterrz trying to, like, take it down and stuff. Pokemon Zombie Apocalypse for GTA 6? I mean, if you count the Patterrz epilogue story as the zombie apocalypse, then yes. That's weird, but I think it's because when Kleavor naturally spawns, they bring a bunch of Scyther. Yeah, no, I think that's it. Because if you look at the spawns, yeah, see? The Kleavor spawned in with the Scyther alongside it. Which means that because of the rock sandwich, it's like, oh, Kleavor's here, Kleavor can spawn. But Kleavor's spawning with its pre-evolutions as well. Which are the Scyther, as like a group, you know? The Kleavor's the leader of the group, like how Bishop with the leader mark can only spawn when they spawn with Pawnyard. Reptilianaire, hello, how goes it? I hope your week's gotten off to a good start. We are shiny hunting for Kleavor today. You get any shinies lately? Alright. Christina, hello, how goes it? I hope your week's gotten off to a good start. We're shiny hunting Kleavor today. You got any shinies lately? We're gonna have to keep a close eye on the Scyther. That's not exactly true. Bishop can spawn without a weapon, kids. No, they can, but they don't have the leader mark. Like, the part I'm talking about specifically is the item they hold to evolve Bishop into Kingambit. You need to beat a certain amount of Bishop, holding that, like, thing with another Bishop if you want to evolve your Bishop into Kingambit. It's a very specific method. I don't just mean regular Bishop. Regular Bishop can spawn where, like, in that area as well, but they need to be part of a pack to have that mark. I think? There might be a slim chance that they can spawn without it, but it's an 100% chance. It's at least a higher chance if they're part of the pack. A shiny Totodile and a shiny Raichu. Hell yeah, those are good shinies. Wait. Is Alolan Raichu even available anywhere at the moment? Like, outside of that one guy in Isle of Armor. Is Alolan Raichu shiny huntable on Switch? Or is it just Let's Go with trading? Because I know you can trade in Let's Go for shinies, but can you get... Don't think so. That's fucked up. I guess that's true for all, like, Alolan evolution Pokemon, you know? Marowak. Exeggutor is shiny huntable, but, obviously, you can't evolve Execute into Alolan Exeggutor here, even though they appear in the wild. But yeah, you can't get Marowak. Are there other... You can't get Raichu. Are there other just evolution Alolan forms? Alolan variants? There's some of the weirder variants, to be fair, because it's like, the evolution is the new Pokemon rather than the pre-evolution. Which obviously ends up being a bit funky when you get, what's it called? I mean, Marowak's the funkiest, to be fair, because Marowak becomes an entirely different type, being Ghost and Fire. But I love Alolan Marowak, it's got a really cool design. It is a mighty shame that it's also unavailable. Maybe at some point I'll have to do some Let's Go shiny hunting to get Alolan Raichu and Alolan Marowak as shinies. That could be cool. But I still feel very compelled to get Dunsparce or Minccino first. So we'll keep trying on those. It won't start next week, because next week is my 3-year streaming anniversary, so I think I'm going to do a hunt that I did last year. which is for Krogunk. I've got a cool idea for a Krogunk hunt, so I might as well start it tomorrow. Tomorrow? Next Monday. Not tomorrow. I might as well start it next Monday. But I think the week after that we'll go back to normal and continue with the Dunsparce triple segment and Minchino hunts. Took you like hours, but now you have a badass shiny for Alligator? Hell yeah. You know, for Alligator is one of those subtle shinies that still actually looks really nice. Yeah, there is music playing. Some of my songs just get off to like a really slow start, and then I always get worried that I've made a mistake, and the music, well, not made a mistake, that the music's paused. Because it does that often. Alright. No, only a Alola, but Krogunk. You can't diss my boy. My boy's not getting dissed. Alola, wonderful. Love Alola. Krogunk, love that guy. You know? Massive Krogunk fan. Specifically because of Brox in the Diamond and Pearl anime. That guy was the GOAT. Like, it's a shame that Diamond and Pearl was Brock's last series. Because they almost gave him, like, his own very, like, iconic Pokemon to travel with him. And in fact, during To Be a Master, Krogunk maintained its iconicity. Which was very enjoyable. But, what was it called? No Alolan Raichu, only Raichu? As in what you got? Yeah, no, I'm aware what you got was a regular Raichu. I just meant in general, I was wondering about... like, what's it called? The Alolan forms aren't really available on Switch. Someone's gonna hate on Alola, you'll make them regret it. I mean, me too, Brugger. Me too. But if I had to choose between, like, saving Alola or saving Krogunk, actually, I'm not even sure which I'd pick in that situation. You know? Both. I'd pick both. Simple. Problem solved, man. You know? I know I made that problem for myself and then entirely ignored the hypothetical I was presenting. But... like, I did a great job solving that issue, you know? That was a massive problem there. I pick Krogunk and you pick Alola. That sounds good, that sounds good. That sounds like a great plan. Crisis averted. Alright. Let's... By the way, have you got a shiny? Not yet today. This is, oh yeah, we've not got any Kleavor yet. I'll probably do what I regularly do. Not regularly, I've only just started doing this. I'll shunt Shunt? I mean, like, technically, yes, that is a portmanteau of shiny and hunt. But it also means to move cargo. Specifically used in the context of locomotives, if I'm not mistaken. I like the idea of calling it shunting. Yeah, I'm just shunting these Kleavors, you know. That's what's going on here. I'm just shunting some Kleavor. Right. What are we looking like in terms of sandwich? That's not sandwich. That's sandwich. 6 minutes? It's already been that long? What the hell? It's kind of devastating. Oh well, I saved just before, and we have a lot of bacon. So it's fine. Do eggs? No, that's a really slow method. Why? Like... I don't wanna. Kaboom. I'm hunting Kleavor. Alright. I feel like that's all of them spawned. Alright. I like that the whole Scyther line becomes green when shiny, you know? It's like a nice unison of all three. They're all green. And like, you know me, I love green. Big fan of green. Not sure if you guys could tell, you know? I know like it's kind of ambiguous how much I like green, but I'm a big green fan. I do enjoy the color green a lot. Again, I know it's very like difficult to kind of suss that out. But green, I'd say it's probably easily in my top 10 favorite colors, if not top 5. Alright. But yeah, I wonder if they do another Pokemon movie, which they would do it for. Would they like do? Because they started that alternate universe Ash series, you know, where they like retold the first Pokemon story, but also Marshallow's there. And without Misty and Brock for some reason. I don't quite know why they played their cards quite like that, but Misty and Brock weren't there. And then they obviously had the Lugia movie, and then there's the Zarude movie set in like the same continuity of Ash doing that. I wonder if we'll get more in that continuity, or if they'll like move over to Horizons movies. I guess the thing with Horizons is it's got much... Does it? I was going to say Horizons narrative is a lot more serialized, but like the core Pokemon series is also kind of serialized when you think about it. Like, in terms of cartoons, especially ones that started in the 90s, I know it's an anime, but bear with me. Like, I guess most anime are kind of a lot more serialized. I don't know, I was just thinking about it the other day, and like, Pokemon does this weird thing where it is both serialized and episodic, you know? You could technically play any episode of the Pokemon anime, other than like a couple of key ones, and anyone would understand it, you know? It could be anyone's first episode, and it wouldn't take much to get them, like, understanding what's going on. Like, you could more or less take any episode from, like, the mid of a season that starts with Ash and his friends are on the way to get next gym badge, or next contest, or next goal, when they do this. And, like, you could, like, mix them all up, and the only, like, confusion that would arise from any viewer is the city name of the place they say they're going, and the Pokemon on their team, you know? Because, like, in one, Dawn might have Weasel and Ash might have Apom, but then in the next, Dawn would have Ambipom and Ash would have Weasel. And, like, obviously that wouldn't line up, but, like, it wouldn't be, like, hard to watch, is what I mean, you know? And I feel like a lot more TV shows could be a lot more confident in doing that. There is, like, a bit of that around, where you'll have, like, one episode in the middle of the season that's technically entirely disconnected from the plot, but, like... And, like, that'll be, like, the one episode. That'll be the one episode that, like, the channel feels confident rebroadcasting over and over again. To be fair, what I'm talking about now is kind of like a dying breed of concept. Because a lot of shows are serialized nowadays because, like, you can watch it online, you know? Like, even in the situation of, like, it might be, like, airing on TV in some way, it'll also fundamentally be available online. I feel like episodic TV shows are just becoming a dying breed, you know? The only, like, episodic TV shows that kind of emerge nowadays are, like, shitty family comedies. Like, Gravity Falls was good. But it feels like Gravity Falls very much had the impact on the cartoon industry. And I don't just mean, like, kids' cartoons. I mean adult cartoons as well. Where, like, they all feel like they have... No, that's the wrong button. They all feel like they have the need to, like, be a series with an overarching narrative and mysteries to find. But I don't think it needs to be like that, you know? It's just the issue is just, like, a lot of, like, the adult comedies that are like that aren't that great. So you just kind of have to look to the past. Like, it is interesting how overarching... It's over. It's interesting how overarching narratives in that way have kind of... Again, I think this is an issue with streaming services that have, like, brought in this new age of overarching narratives and stuff. More than, like... I think that's, like, the main catalyst. Because, again, now when you watch a series, you watch it beginning to end, you know? You don't, like, catch one random episode on a Friday night with, like, after dinner. Like, that doesn't happen anymore. You see it on Netflix and you're like, oh, I'll give this a try, you know? So you watch it from episode 1 to the final episode. Felix, hello, how goes it? I hope your week's gotten off to a good start. No, more or less exactly where I need to... I'm being stared at by that guy. I'm kind of concerned. Anyway. Yeah, we're shiny hunting for Kleavor today. We are just getting onto our second sandwich. Sandwich. You just got a shiny Lucario. Hell yeah, congratulations. Where'd you find it? Sick again, lol. Will you ever be free? Oh no. Hopefully you feel better soon. But yeah, congrats on the shiny Lucario, Christina. Oh yeah, no luck yet. We've found none so far, regretfully. But who knows? Maybe fortunes will change. Maybe they won't. I feel like my luck has been on the fritz as of late. You know. I feel like in terms of luck, it's just been on the fritz. You're an idiot? Oh no, are you an... I mean, I'm sure you're not an idiot. But what brings this claim about? I'm feeling weirdly confident to try and put a lid on this sandwich, but I feel like it's just going to go very poorly. And not actually work. It worked! Also, they just announced they're adding the next few Pokemon episodes, so I play. You picked a good time to start. I was gonna say that! I was gonna say that as you came. As you, if you stopped by. The top right doesn't matter. I know it doesn't matter, but it's satisfying to put on. Like, the top red isn't necessary. But when you put it on... You just realised in the passive history of Undertale, Sansa's story is about an old lady. That was Toriel. I'm gonna be honest, I haven't played Undertale. But, anybody who has, feel free to judge James. All I know about Undertale is, like, more or less the like, what's it called? Media the like kind of got birthed from it. Like, haha, sans Undertale funny, hee. Dominic, hello, how goes it? I hope your week's gotten off to a good start. We're shiny hunting for Kleavor today. Get any shinies or model cars recently? You played Undertale Yellow. Wait, as in you haven't played the original, but you played Yellow? Alright. I think I need to be quicker with the picnics. I feel like I'm taking too long. You know? I feel like I could be in and out quicker. You didn't play the original. I mean, I guess I can't say, because I've not played either. But fair enough. I don't think it's actually all that much on Steam. I remember seeing it was discounted pretty low the other week, but I don't think it was actually that, there. I don't think it was that expensive to begin with. This is revenge for your brother because he got the gift shiny Lucario and you did not. Wait, what? Why didn't you get it? Did you just miss it? All right. You got something great today. It's the Johnny Lightning version of the Bluesmobile from the Blues Brothers. Oh, hell yeah. You did? Oh, that's a shame. Oh, yeah, at least you got it now. Yours has that air of legitimacy, of finding it in the wild, you know? Not that event shinies are bad or anything. But I find I myself, personally, have more care to shinies that I find in the wild myself, you know? Like, if I get the shiny myself, I feel the satisfaction in finding it, you know? If I just get it from an event, it looks cool. You know, it's eye candy. But, there's no blood, no sweat, no tears, you know? There's no pain behind a shiny I typed in a code for. I'm so philosophical. I should become a philosopher. I bet I could philosophize. It's a shame Dorsal Fin one isn't here. I'm sure she would be a huge fan of me saying that. Sorry, she is a philosopher. Well, philosophy major? At what point do you, like, become a philosopher, you know? Do you have to be, like, recognized as other people as a philosopher? How many people? You're going to hit the griddy, see ya. Understandable, Christina. Have fun hitting the griddy. I hope you have a great rest of your week. Philosophy, exactly. Exactly. Alright. But yeah, no, I'm pretty sure some of the best episodes of Horizons are about to drop on iPlayer, honestly. There are some other really good ones. There are some really, like, good ones after that, but, like, I think some of my highest ranked episodes are probably in the next batch. Also, like, a subplot I find a bit amusing, you know? Like, there are two very plot-important events that happen in a couple of episodes. But they happen in, like, the same episode. So it's a funny, like, a dichotomy, I think that's the word. Maybe. Just after you graduate? That would make sense. That would make a lot of sense. I was just wondering if it was, like, a title acquired, like, a saint. Although aren't most saints granted sainthood after death? I think you can be alive and you can be alive and a philosopher. Or can you? You see, that's philosophy. Whoa, that guy's fucking legging it. You see that? Whoa. My guy was running. The legs on that Kleavor. Alright. I think it's funny how Legends introduced a bunch of Pokemon. Like, yeah, these are dead now. You know, like, modern day, these guys dead. Deceased, in fact. I mean, they're not. They're clearly right there. I kind of want to know how Cyrano got extinct Pokemon in his terrarium. But, anyway, continuing on with my, like, point. They're like, yeah, here are a bunch of Pokemon. They're fucking dead now. They aren't, they died. And then it also has the nerve to give Katie a Pokemon that now has an evolution as her ace. You know? Like, Teddy Ursa is cute and all, but, like, her final team, she just uses an Ursaring. Like, even in, like, the big final battle in, like, this academy here. Like, I'm gonna be honest. I'm just pissed off that Katie can only use Ursaring. Because they're like, no, it's dead. Ursaluna's dead, it's not here anymore. Even though it was very much in Kitsukami. And I call you Kramos? That's your other account name. You're not going to tell you my... you're not going to tell me your real name. That's understandable. I will try to remember. My memory, not all that great, though. Possibly a mutation with a black Augurite it's got, I guess? That's true, because, like, there's a bunch of ore around here, so maybe it's related to that. Not sure how to explain away Quillfish, though. I think it explains it in the Pokedex entry. If I'm not mistaken. Where's Quillfish in the Dex? Where is that Quilly boy? Scrolling in from this way isn't, like, that useful either, because you still have to scroll through, like, pages and pages of Pokemon. Okay, Quillfish. Not Habitat. No. No. I think it's in the Scarlet Pokedex. It says it lives in cold water. Like, I think it actively specifies why it's here now is because it never actually went completely extinct. It just lived in colder waters. So people didn't know where it was. Aim, hello, how goes it? I hope your week's gotten off to a good start. We're shiny hunting for Kleavor today. You get any shinies lately? Alright. But yeah, no, I could definitely see, like, a Black Augurite thing being, like, the, cause of this. You're feeling so fucking sick today. Oh, that's not fun at all. Hopefully you feel better soon. And hopefully you feel better soon as well, Felix. I'm not sure if I wished you well yet. But, hopefully you both start feeling better sooner rather than later. I guess it is still that time of the year, TM. Alright. That Minior's getting, like, very close on screen, and if it lingers for too much longer, I'm gonna start worrying it's a shiny, so, refresh that. Watch, like, there's no way to tell, you know? There's actively just no way at all to, like, know. But there could have been, like, 15 shiny Minior so far, and I just wouldn't know. There'd just be no way of telling. And that's fucked up, but, like, that's a risk I'm willing to take. If it wasn't shiny, it's like Schrodinger's shiny. But instead of being like a 50-50 chance, it's like a 1 in 8,000 chance. So it's probably not really Schrodinger's. You might be getting the Sword and Shield DLC tomorrow. Yo, that's hype. I hope you enjoy it. Max raid layers are always cool. because you can get them shiny legends in those. And you also get to meet Penny's father. It's a weird bit of, like, small worldiness. You want Calyrex Shadow. That's understandable, that's understandable. I don't know, loads of people hated on Calyrex on release, but I never really got it, you know? I think it's a really, like, cool idea to introduce fusions again. But have it be, like, 2 Pokemon acting as one. More than a legendary forcing a fusion. Like, what's it called? Yeah, so far in the franchise, the fusions we've seen are... Yeah, brain. You got shiny Kleavor and Arceus, it's green. I was mentioning it was green earlier. I was saying how it blends in with Scyther and Caesar in that case. They're like a proper family. All green. But yeah, what was I saying? I was saying something. Oh yeah, loads of people hated on Calyrex. Alright, yeah, no, yeah. Like, before Calyrex, the instances of fusion were, like, either evolution or... Yeah, they were either evolution or legendaries, like, forcing other legendaries to become part of them, you know? Like, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, okay, hello. I don't really want you doing that, I'm gonna be honest. I'm, like, almost off the fucking hill at this point, bro. What's your problem? Do you mind? Okay. It's hard to get the dupe glitch working. Yeah, Rob mentioned it in the Discord earlier. It seems like a really, like, hard to get to work exploit. You kind of have to wonder how people find that shit, you know? Because, like... What? What is it? You get Smeargle, a wild Smeargle to learn Transform, then have it transform into a Pokemon that only knows Imprison, and then do you imprison it before running away, and then it stays as that Pokemon? Alright. Mr. Delibird. Oh, that sucks. I mean, it sounds like your luck's been pretty good today all the same, though, so... 1 L in amidst that. Prisoners caused some wacky effects with the code in the past. Ah, fair. I guess I can see the train of thought, then. Oh, wait, yeah, also it only... Oh, no, it only works in the Savannah because Smeargle appears in the Savannah alone. I was gonna be like, it's weird, it's not weird, it's because it's where Smeargle spawns. But yeah, it's a funny exploit. Like, it's a useful exploit. But, like... At this point, a lot of the stuff you'd want to duplicate aren't that hard to get. You know? Like, sure, you can duplicate ability patches. But, like... By this point in the game, you're probably not struggling for ability patches. 999 Master Balls. Like... What's it called? What words am I looking for? But why? You know, you don't need that many. Like, it's just a flex at that point. Like, there's no reason you're going to need that many Master Balls, because what do you even use them on, you know? There are, like, only specifically niche shinies that you'd be, like, concerned about having to use that on. And it's not like there are shiny legends in this game to catch for, like, them to be an issue. Like, it's just a flex point at that point, you know? And you can get Master Balls from the, like, item machine thingy in the academy as well. Like, it's not like they're hard to come across as is at this point. Like, this is easily the game that makes Master Balls the easiest to get, you know? So, like, it's not like an item duplication exploit at this point, I'd say, is all that bad. All that game-breaking. Hey, still Lucario, not that bad, exactly, and Raichu as well. Location is harder to explain, maybe. There's something like a spawn location mixed with code. It's like when you run away from a Pokemon, it'll still spawn by the tree. Ah, okay. They should have back roaming legendaries. Dude, I was always, on this point from the beginning, I thought it'd be so cool. Like, roaming legendaries are arse, yeah? Everybody agrees this. I'd say even in Sword and Shield, for the Galarian birds, they're still rather annoying to get. Gonna be real. They're still kind of... they're still, like, a bit of, like, an arse to, like, get in the way you want them to, yeah? But in an open-world game, legends become a lot easier to make roaming, you know? Mr. Me, hello! I hope your week's gotten off to a good start. Get any shinies recently? We're hunting for Kleavor today. Use it for ability patches because you wanted the money. Yeah, that's fair. But yeah, I was thinking, like, imagine if you looked over the horizon, like, looked over, like, on a field on the far, and you could see Entei. And, like, Entei's just galloping across the plain, you know? And, like, there's a specific, like, route that you can track Entei around. And you can intercept it at any point during that route, and you can fight it, you know? Maybe even like the dragons. Did I compare it to the dragons in Breath of the Wild yet? Because that's what I'm comparing it to, you know? Like, that's my train of thought. The dragons in Breath of the Wild came by certain areas through a certain route, like clockwork, every day. And in Tears of the Kingdom, it's even better, because they have a specific route they go around in a circle through the depths. Or, like, in the sky, like the Light Dragon. Like, roaming legendaries would work so well in a Pokemon game. It's kind of sad that we didn't get them in this game. I think the Ruinous Pokemon have a really fun catching method, you know? I think having to, like, go around and find all the stakes in the world and pull them out, that's interesting. That is a good use of the open world to have an interaction with legendary catching, you know? You're unsealing these ancient Pokemon by pulling out the spikes. That's an interesting, cool method to get the legendaries. And it's even hinted at in, like, the history class as well, isn't it? I didn't actually do that, so I don't know exactly how it works, but as far as I'm aware, that's hinted at in the school. And that's a really cool. Like in Genium Zapdos. Yeah, no, I think Moltres does as well, to be fair. I think Articuno's the only, like, weirdly finicky one. But, like, I don't know, I just thought it would have been so cool in an open-world Pokemon game to have roaming legendaries, and they just kind of didn't do that in the main game or any of the DLCs, and I hope they do in the future. Because I think roaming legendaries would go so hard. Just give them, like, specific predetermined routes around, like, an area, and if you're worried about them being there all the time, basically, because they're just roaming around, you could easily just, like, make them do what the dragons do in Breath of the Wild, which is only appear for a certain time and then disappear after, you know? Like how the dragons swoop in from the sky, go along, and then they go back up into their portal at the end of the route. You've gotten so many shinies, your luck has been crazy recently. You've got the random Breloom, Slowpoke, Scyther, Rhyhorn, and Nosepass. Yo, that's hype, that's hype. Yeah, very lucky. Some nice shinies as well. Is that, like, regular Slowpoke or Gala Slowpoke? Because obviously, in terms of great shinies, one outweighs the other. One of those shinies is a little more unique. Kanto. Ah, fair. I mean, it's... Oh, no, I've been spotted. The evolutions, Slowbro and Slowking, they have nice shinies. Was that like a wild Slowpoke you got? No. Obviously wild Slowpoke. Or maybe not. Is that a Scarlet and Violet Slowpoke? Or did you get it in a different game, is what I'm trying to ask. You're keeping it Slowpoke for the living dex. Ah, understandable, understandable. Yeah, but... Oh, that's very lucky then. I don't even know how I noticed my shiny Slowpoke when I was hunting it. Because... it's basically the same shade. Like, Slowbro and Slowking, this lovely shade of violet, you know? This lovely color. Really like their shinies, you know? They're good shinies, they're good colors. Big fan of them. What was it called? Slowpoke is just such a letdown. And you have to get Slowpoke to get the others. I'm happy they fixed it with the Galar ones, because the Galar ones are nice. Alright. We're playing Arceus, Violet, Pikachu, and Sword all at the same time, or just in general? You got the Breloom and Slowpoke back to back? Hell yeah. I don't know, I feel like the commonness of shinies in Scarlet and Violet is a bit of a shame, but seeing two shinies on screen at once is so hype. Alright. On 4 switches? Damn, that's a lot. Lot of switches. Alright. But yeah, no, fingers crossed for roaming legendaries next gen. Or even in the next game. Because it could still work if they, even if they do like a Legends Arceus style game. In fact, to be fair, they might even just make the next Legends game. Oh god, I'm going to be spotted here, aren't I? I just want to let a couple more spawn. You know what, I think that's it for spawning. I think they need to make legendary Pokemon less common. You get like 30 legendaries in one game now. Yeah, no. I mean, it's been like that for the past 10 years, to be fair. And in fact, it's technically been like that longer. I didn't fully realize, but like, they've kind of always done that. And for love of God, they need to stop shiny looking legendaries. I mean, that's like only a Scarlet and Violet issue, to be fair. Like, other than like the version mascots, which I kind of see why they want to lock those. Scarlet and Violet are like the only games where they, you know, lock the regular legendaries in that way. This is the first time that's happened. The starters, on the other hand, those have been locked since Sword and Shield, which I do not like. Like, I feel like it's specifically the Pokemon Company seeing loads of people wait to play the game until they get a shiny starter. And, like, they saw that and were like, oh, well, we don't want that happening. And it feels like they're kind of just policing how to play the game, which I'm very annoyed by. There's also, like, Keldeo. I mean, Keldeo's a mythical, which I'd say is a different debate. Not, like, that much of a different debate. But... like, mythicals, they've like, kept on lock since Gen 4. Like, I think the only shiny mythicals that have been around since Gen 5 is Genesect, which there was an event for, and Zeraora, which there was an event for. And, like, that's it. You know? I agree, though. I think they should stop shiny looking a lot of, like, regular and countable Pokemon. But on the legendary issue, Zorua? Zorua isn't mythical. It's just a regular Pokemon. Oh, did I say Zora instead of Zeraora? Okay, I apologize, Brugger. Your confusion was mistaken. Yeah, no, I meant Zeraora. The Thundercat. But yeah, no, I was thinking about it, and Ho and Lugia are available in Fire and Leaf Green, along with... I just said it quickly. Alpha. Yeah, apologies. But yeah, no. Ho and Lugia are available in Fire and Leaf Green, along with the 3 legendary dogs. Obviously, you can only get 1 per starter. But, like, they were all there. So that's more or less all of the legendaries prior to Gens 1 and 3 available in Gen 3. Then in Gen 4... yeah, then in Gen 4, obviously, there were, like, the main legendaries. There are a lot of legendaries that were there just based on the remakes, and, like, the original, like, Sinnoh legendaries. So obviously Heart Gold and Soul Silver ended up having Gen 1 legendaries like Mewtwo and the 3 legendary birds and stuff. But Latias and Latios were both available. Groudon, Kyogre, and Rayquaza were all available. Obviously, Groudon and Kyogre were version exclusive, and you needed both to get Rayquaza in that, like, cavern in the new route that led to the Safari Zone. Which means the only legendaries unaccounted for were the Regis, which technically you could get in Gen 4 from an event. So... all of them. All of the legendaries were still in Gen 5, which means the one generation in which all the legendaries aren't available is 5. Where there was still a bunch of legendaries available, they more or less had a large majority of sub-legendaries that have become available over the past couple of generations available in Gen 5, because they had the Lake Guardians, Cresselia, and Heatran. In fact, a lot of Gen 4 stuff, huh? Latias and Latios are both available, and the Regis and Regigigas are all available. So, like, there hasn't really ever been a generation where there haven't been a lot of legendaries, if not all of the legendaries in that generation are available. It's just they've started putting them all into the same game. Like, and in fact, Scarlet and Violet's the best in a while because it doesn't have all the legendaries. The Tapus aren't available. Obviously, Dialga, Palkia, and Giratina, as well as the Lake Guardians, Heatran, and Cresselia all aren't available, but I think that's because they're available in Legends. The Regis aren't available, but obviously they're available in Legends, and... Oh, Abercremie, I apologize. Welcome to the stream. How goes it? I hope your week's gotten off to a good start. Courage the Cowardly Dog. Yes. Good show. But yeah, have you got any shinies recently? Obviously, we're hunting for Kleavor today. Your brother poured ketchup on you. Are you perhaps a French fry? But yeah, point being, like, there hasn't really been a generation without a bunch of legendaries. What's your favorite gen? 7. 7 is my favorite gen. Alola's easily my favorite region. I love everything about Alola. I think it's a really, like, nice aesthetic. Yeah, I think it's a really nice aesthetic. I think the plot is good in both games. I know that's, like, a very controversial opinion. People don't like the Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon plot. Personally, I think the Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon plot is great. And I think it has a very solid Pokedex and solid legendaries. The Ultra Beasts are a really unique concept that I'm a big fan of. Z moves are one of my favorite mechanics. Yesterday you hunted Cranados and got 3 red dinos. Hell yeah, congratulations. That is a lot. Cranados is a nice shiny. I started shiny hunting for it back in BDSP, but I never ended up finishing that hunt. I should finish it at some point. Alright. Hey. Kramos, please don't promote other people. That's just a bit rude. Oh, you love the Alola games? You had a lot of fun playing them. Yeah, no, I had a lot of fun with it. Oh, it's the sandwich off. Yeah, no, it is. Oh. For a second thought about Cranados, we're supposed to have the Dragon type as a second door, but it's pure rock. Yeah, no, it's just pure rock. It'd be cool if it was Dragon, but I don't know, it's not all that draconic. Although I guess a T-Rex is? I guess there's always the theory that, like... Well, yeah, but no, that was just a general theory that, you know, it was just a general theory that, dinosaur fossils were what inspired dinosaurs. But yeah, I didn't really extend the question to everyone else. So what's everyone's favourite generation? I know Mr. Me has already answered. I'll get around to that, but there are a couple more messages I'll probably read out first. You're not sure how people say it's a bad plot in New Sun. It's good, just should have had been DLC instead of a new game, you guess. I think I would have loved Gen 7 if it was Ultra Sun and Moon out first. No, exactly. Like, Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon are peak games that kind of suggest that Sun and Moon came out a bit underbaked themselves, you know? Then again, you could argue that that's, like, most generations. Like, look at Diamond and Pearl in comparison to Platinum, you know? But anyway, I'm not trying to start that argument right now. I'm just trying to make a point. Like... What was it called? Yeah, no. I think it would have been just as well received with Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon if it was stars, like everybody was theorizing, you know? Like, if Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon came out on the Switch, I think people would have eaten them up, you know? I think people would have absolutely loved them. They would have been the first Switch Pokemon games, and the only real complaint would have been, why are we getting, like, the rehashes on the Switch, you know? Like, that would have been the biggest complaint, is, like, why are we getting, like, these, like, continuations on Switch? Because, what was it called? Yeah, no, everyone was expecting Stars to be on the Switch. Like, there are a load of rumors that said that, well, no, everyone expected the next games to be on the Switch. There are a load of rumors that were saying Pokemon Stars was what was next, and Pokemon Stars was going to be the first Pokemon Switch game, and it was going to be Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. Basically. It was going to revolve around Acrozma. I think some people were saying it might have been a sequel, but, point was people were saying the next Pokemon game was going to be on Switch. It was still going to be Gen 7, because it was going to be Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. More or less. It wasn't Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon directly, it was just Stars people were talking about. But, like, if Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon had been on the Switch, everyone would have been like, oh, this is Pokemon Stars. But then it wasn't. And everyone got really fucking mad. And I think that's one of the reasons Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon were so badly received, is because they weren't on the Switch, and also they released literally a year after Sun and Moon. Like, the whole releasing literally a year after Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, after the originals, I feel like that was a... Why are you guys here? I feel like that was one of the bigger issues. You think your favorite is Gen 9. Everything's so perfect. The story-wise, and you love the map. Yeah, no, the story of Gen 9 is genuinely one of the best we've had. I've, like, talked about this a lot, but I feel like public opinion of Scarlet and Violet has very much become flanderized as of late. Where, like, general opinion of it when it first came out was, wow, these games are so fucking fun. It's a shame, like... It's a shame that they run so badly, more or less, was the takes. But nowadays, these are buggy, unplayable messes that no one likes. Which is just false. Like, entirely false. And it feels like... those were takes I was seeing outside of the Pokemon community when Scarlet and Violet dropped. You know? People who hadn't played the games. That's what people who hadn't played the games were saying. At this point, though, people who have played the games are starting to repeat the same opinions, so it's almost as if people have been just hearing those opinions so much that they decided that those are their opinions as well, even though those weren't their opinions when the games dropped. It's just people's opinions have, as I said, become flanderized, you know? Like, Scarlet and Violet would be the best games in the franchise without debate if they ran better. Not even if they looked better, because man, do these games not look all that great. But I think if they ran better, they'd still be considered some of the best games in the franchise, and the biggest complaint would have been graphics. Oh, like Legends Arceus! Which is the exact same situation, it's just those games run well. Those games aren't as god-awful run-wise, like, operation-wise as Scarlet and Violet are. Like... Sorry, it just annoys me how, like... there are genuine complaints to be had with Scarlet and Violet. Do not get me wrong, you know? Are these the best open world games ever? No. I'm not gonna kid anybody of that. Like... but I feel like in terms of... what these games are... people have forgotten what they are... because of internet discourse. You know? People who are dissatisfied with the game's performance probably ended up, not even probably, got into arguments with people who were like, wow, these games are kind of good. Because they were mad about the game's performance, which meant their opinions slowly degraded over time into just, these games are bad. Yours is also a Lola, because Ultra Sun, a movie with your first Pokemon games that you loved. Hell yeah. Oh, you got to go? You got to wake up early? Fair enough, Ruger. I hope you have a great night. Bacon and cucumber sandwich with pickles. Seems like $6 food. Yeah, no, I would not order this at Subway. The remake of Gen 2 will always be your favorite. That's fair. Heart Gold and Soul Silver are pretty good. I think my favorite remake is probably Orez, though. Actually, no. My favorite remake is Legends Arceus. Let's see for the next month for Pokemon Day at the end of February. I feel like it'll take until next generation before opinion starts coming around on these games like Sword and Shield did. Because, like, people are mostly neutral about Sword and Shield because all the people who spent all their time arguing about Sword and Shield are now arguing about these games. So I hate to say it, if the next Pokemon games are good, and run well and don't have a lot of the issues these games do, then I think Scarlet and Violet will remain the center of argument. I don't think the argument will move to the next generation if the next generation is actually good. But then again, I think a lot of the general arguments will stay the same, like difficulty and such. I mean, from when we both started playing, we both thought the game was fun, but we just had to be so careful as we both had several hard crashes. I mean, that was more just making sure I saved regularly, which I think is an important thing to do anyway, because of battery and shit, you know? Like, my issues as such were a couple of crashes. Like, as much as I was bummed at one of them because I lost a bunch of progress, after that I started properly saving, and it was just like an okay. Like, I had a lot of fun, and I agree that the crashing isn't really good at all, but I feel like even some high-end games crash from time to time. Like, I heard people having crashing issues with Tears of the Kingdom. Obviously, these games and Tears of the Kingdom are different situations, but I don't know. I feel like my biggest issue with these games are they get really fucking choppy at times, you know? Like, I don't know, like, yeah, no, that's my biggest issue with these games. Personally, I find my biggest issue with these games how fucking choppy they are. Also, like, the graphics. Let's be real. The indigo disc, I think, is the best looking this game is. And that's not that good looking. I think the biggest issue with this game, though, isn't actually its graphics. It's how it hides its graphics. You know? Like, the issue with these games isn't the graphics themselves. It's that they don't do anything to cover up the distance. Like, look at Breath of the Wild. Take out your zoom thing and look at something really far away. It looks like arse. It looks absolutely shit. Like these games. But Breath of the Wild does something that these games don't. And that is it has fog. Distant objects are very misty and hard to make out. Which means you cannot tell they're really low poly. And I think that's what these games desperately need, is distance fog, so you can't make out the low polyness of objects in the distance. And I think that would really help, you know? Obviously, at points, some closer areas don't look nice. But, like, areas like this look nice, you know? I think Paldea is the worst looking area in this game. In fact, I'd argue Kitakami, actually. I love some areas of Kitakami, but I think that giant mountain in the middle is an eyesore. That's my hot take about Kitakami. Like, what is it called? Let me do a quick refresh, and then I'll look up the map. Shiny G-Max Grimstyle? Hell yeah, congratulations! But yeah, like, Kitakami is 90% mountain. That's an exaggeration, but look how much of this place is mountain. Like, this is meant to be like an open world area, and most of the map you can't find Pokemon on. What's up with that? That shouldn't be how it is. Like, I'd say the mountain's probably the weakest area in Paldea as well, because it's this giant, featureless slope downwards. It's a very uninteresting place, and I feel like that's probably the one area I would drastically overhaul. Because I feel like everywhere else is actually pretty solid. It's literally just the mountain is ours. And the mountain has cool areas because it's got that cave underneath it. Drew had a thing today involving a horde of Lapras which ran at about 10 FPS in a hailstorm. Exactly. Like, I don't know what engine this game runs in, but people are always talking about how they wanted performance patches and stuff, but I'm so genuinely interested to know if it's just an issue with the engine itself. Like, if it's just an issue with, like, the baseline of this game, which I think would be nigh on impossible to edit in a drastic way. As far as I'm aware. I'm not going to claim to be, like, some big brain computer developer, a video game developer, so I'm not going to assume that my opinion is correct, but I do have to wonder if the issue with the performance is something more deep than just, oh, why can't they just fix it? Alright, I'm going to take a drink, because my throat is getting hoarse. No. Wasn't Legends Arceus a spin-off? No, Legends Arceus and Let's Go are both main series games. The only spin-off you can transfer Pokemon in from is Go. And obviously, you can't transfer Pokemon back to Go after. Do I have a shiny charm? I do. I think I'm just going unlucky. But yeah, no. Legends Arceus are main series Pokemon games. And I would argue the real Gen 4 remakes. You love the stream? Thank you, that's really kind. Thank you for being here. Thank you all for being here. I hope Gen 10 is good. Gen 10... No, no, yeah, fingers crossed. I don't know, my thought on it is as long as they don't fundamentally change what's at, like, the core of a Pokemon game. Because, like, I think that's the one thing they've managed to maintain throughout every single generation. Is that the core of every Pokemon game is more or less the same, you know? What Pokemon is as a franchise at its heart has remained the same this whole time, and I love that, you know? Like, which is why I still like games that people generally don't like or don't talk about anymore. Like Let's Go and BDSP. Those games, I still enjoy them, you know? I still enjoy playing them. I think if that's what's the worst Pokemon is, if Pokemon at its worst is BDSP, then that's still pretty solid, you know? If for a Pokemon game it's bad, then fair enough. You have your own opinion. If you don't like it, I'm not going to slate it. But I think if that's what Pokemon is at its worst, then Pokemon is just a pretty good franchise. You know? That's my hot take. But yeah. We are getting quite unlucky today, aren't we? Because this is our third sandwich. Which, yikes. Alright. But yeah, no, I'm just a fan of Pokemon in general. But yeah, like, I can see the confusion with Legends Arceus being a spin-off. But again, I think those are the real remakes. Now, a Pokemon, you'll hunt it, Krogunk. I love Krogunk. It's always my answer. I say I've noticed. It's always my answer because, of course, it's always my answer. Love that little guy. Different one. You have the Krogunk family done, then get another one? Simple. Respect for already having it done, though. Kevin, welcome to the stream. I hope you went to see a migration today. Ooh, what was migrating? Get a whole box of them. Wait, no, don't do that. I need to do that first. Let me get the whole box of Krogunk. Are you doing a form dex or just a living dex? Mr. Me. But yeah, Kevin, we're shiny hunting for Kleavor today. Other than watching a migration, did you get any shinies recently? Living dex for now. That's fair. That's fair. You can do that, then you'll do a form. Yeah, no, understandable, understandable. If you don't want to do Krogunk, though, if you don't want to do Krogunk, my other suggestion is Dialga. You might have that, because it is a legendary, I guess. But... oh, it's a movie! Right. I thought you meant like an actual migration of an animal. I was like, oh, that's so cool. No, it's the Illumination movie. Understandable, though. I hope you enjoyed it. Sorry for the misunderstanding. Alright. I wonder how that movie actually ended up doing in the cinema, because I've not really heard that much about it, but, like, it's also a children's movie, you know? Okay. Have I missed a shiny Kleavor? Can anybody back him up on that? Can anyone back Christina up on that, or, Because it might have just been a Scyther. Maybe I did miss a shiny. Oh well. Me when I want you to be unhappy? Well, I don't, Felix. Alright. You have to beat Brilliant Diamond first. Know your game's reset on your Switch. Oh no, did you like deliberately do that, or was that a unintentional event? Because that does not sound fun. Alright. Yep. Don't. Yeah, don't lie about that. It's not funny. No one, and I can guarantee you, no one thinks you're cool. And between that and the promoting another channel, I'm gonna say that is 2 strikes. So, I'd recommend not playing baseball today. Wait, what is Speedpa holding? Draco plate. You know. Oh no, I'm moving the item. You're back. You don't think you missed it? Yeah, no. Yeah, Rob is the Scyther line expert. But thank you for checking all the same. Thank you for checking. You know, just realized something funny. I've had more people lie to me about missing shinies than actually shinies I've missed. I mean, I guess I can't really entirely claim that, because maybe I have missed, like, 13 shiny Slowpoke or something. But, like, I've had more people tell me I missed a shiny than I've actually missed shinies. Which feels like a weird statistic, you know? I guess I can make it even truer and be like in the past 2 weeks. Alright. Then again, maybe I am jinxing it right now, which would be not great. Alright. What was I saying before? Missed it, you've seen it? Okay then. Send timestamp. If you got a picture, you can send the timestamp. Are you hunting after Kleavor? I think I'm gonna hunt Kleavor the whole stream. I might only get one. Maybe I'll get multiple. Who knows? Like, even if I have missed a shiny, which, to be clear, a lot of people are saying I just haven't, and I feel like I'm gonna believe the majority here. So what? Like, oh no! What do I do about it at this point, you know? Like, it's not like I can bring the shiny back by knowing I missed it. Whether it happened or not doesn't change anything. Again, send timestamp. If you really want to redeem your name, just send the timestamp. Say, this is when it happened. And then we know. Alright. Does it let you evolve Scyther into Kleavor in this game? Depends if you can get the Black Augurite. But I don't think you can, so I'm guessing you can't. Which means you'd have to do it in Legends. Which seems to be like the theme of this area, is just alternate evolutions to Pokemon that you can't get in this game. Because, Ursaluna, obviously. Blood Moon Ursaluna happened last. But Blood Moon Ursaluna was like a different form, so I wouldn't say it counts that much. But then Alolan Executor and Kleavor both being here. Now, you know, we are actually getting very unlucky today, which is a shame. Alright. Alright. Did the music just pause? I think the music just paused. Despicable. I felt like I've gone on too many Pokemon Legends Arceus as the secret remake rants by this point, you know? Like, I've gone on a few. We'll be honest. I do believe it. With my full heart, though, to be clear. You know? I think Legends Arceus are the actual Diamond and Pearl remakes. And BDSP are just there because if we only got Legends Arceus, people would still ask for Diamond and Pearl remakes. You know? BDSP were there to satisfy the crowd who wanted faithful remakes, which has always been a crowd. From what I remember, there were even people who did some complaining about Heart Gold Soul Silver not being entirely accurate. But there was a lot of it about Auras. And then, what was it called? Yeah, so loads of people wanted, like, faithful Auras remakes and were mad that they weren't. So I think BDSP were there for that group. And then Legends were there because they wanted to make something new. New content for a region instead of just remaking it, you know? Which is kind of what they've always done. Is they try to, like, reinvigorate and refresh the region that they remake, you know? You think we're getting a Unova remakes this year? No, I don't. What's it called? So far, the theme seems to be every other generation. Honestly, I wouldn't even be mad if we didn't get a game this year. Like, imagine if we just got Legends Arceus DLC instead or something. That'd be cool. I'd enjoy that greatly, but I don't think that'll happen. People saying either Legends Unova or Johto coming next. Which would you like more? I guess you've got to look at it from this perspective. Legends Arceus wasn't really about the creation of the universe or anything. It was about an event we didn't hear about occurring in a time period we didn't really know about. You know? Like, Legends Arceus couldn't have really been predicted at any point, you know? So I feel like if we got a Unova Legends game, it wouldn't be covering the storyline people would want, you know? I think I'd be interested to see the stories they'd tell in either Johto or Unova. To be clear, if we did get a Unova Legends game, I think it would still have the original dragon in it, you know? Because Legends Arceus still had Origin Dialga and Origin Palkia. And those were the big things that everybody was, like, wanting Dialga and Palkia to get, was Origin forms after Giratina did. Well, not everybody, but, like, obviously, like, there were a lot of people who questioned why Dialga and Palkia didn't have Origin forms. So that kind of gave that. So I think we'd still get the original dragon. But I think I'd rather see a Johto Legends game for now. Would I? I don't know, actually. I'm really not sure. Again, I'd say best case scenario, we don't even get a game this year. We just get, like, a spin-off made by third party instead. But that probably won't happen. You kind of want a Unova more, because you've never played a Unova game before. Honestly, I'd really recommend playing any of the Unova games. Black and White, I'd say, are very easy to leap into at any point, really. I think Black and White are definitely some of the best games in the franchise. I thoroughly enjoy Black and White 2, but Black and White 2 do feel like a bit of a... I mean, I guess you've got experience in the franchise, so you could probably play Black and White 2, but Black and White 2 feel like a bit of a step up, you know? They're so expensive, though. You make a great point. It's a shame emulation is awful, really, and I would never do it. You know? It's a shame, like, emulation is never correct, right, guys? It's a shame you definitely shouldn't do that. Damn, we are about to get onto the 4th sandwich today. This is some of the worst sandwich luck I've had. I feel like my luck's been tripe this part. Like, the Duraludon stream... You know what? No, that's a lie then, isn't it? I got lucky for Duraludon, I got lucky for Spupa. But now I'm back here. Luck's gone. I had like a nice burst of luck and now it's gone again. Which is a shame. Alright. But yeah, no, I'd say Black and White are solid games in their own right. Like, I think BDSP are very, like, looked down upon as games, in part, because Diamond and Pearl just aren't that good. Platinum is, like, the redeeming quality of Sinnoh, you know? Platinum is the good game. Diamond and Pearl have fuck-ass level balancing and shit. Without, like, the underground secret bases and stuff, they're kind of a bit hollow. It's kind of a bit more hollow down there. Although I do think that the underground layers are pretty cool for getting Pokemon outside the Pokedex. I think that's a quaint idea that I enjoy, personally. And, like, obviously, like, people have other issues with the games. It's not just, like, that. But, like, Diamond and Pearl as games, I feel like, are pretty mid. Which really don't help public opinion in general. I think black and white remakes in the exact same style would go hard. Give Ilka a couple more years to develop it, so they can, like, polish up the graphics and stuff. Have it, like, you know, be the Link's Awakening reminiscent game they clearly wanted it to be, instead of looking kind of shite. And give them more time for, like, playtesting to clean up all the bugs and stuff, so they don't need to delay Pokemon Home months, so they can fix all the issues. All the possible duplication exploits and whatnot. You're going to hunt Kleavor now. Hell yeah, best of luck. In fact, you know what? No. Not best of luck. I want to keep all my luck, thank you. Alright, a kid, obviously. Alright. Let's get some bacon. I was like, oh no! I don't have much bacon left. I hope that won't prove an issue. There hasn't been. Guess I've been slightly redeemed in this one compared to Duraludon. Oh, did you have a big struggle with Kleavor as well? Alright. You know, I'd even take, like, no shinies this stream if it redeems me for, next week. Because I got no shiny Crogunks the last time I did a Krogunk hunt. I was genuinely so disappointed. Now, tell him the second go. Oh. Redeemed because you got very lucky, I see. Now I know how you feel, I guess. About that Duraludon thing. You're glad your luck went into this one. That's fair, that's fair. I still think Duraludon's cool. Well, Pez dispenser. Can I show you where I am? I could. Right. Let me just finish eating this sandwich. Sandwich. Okay. Dunk, dunk, dunk. Right, sparkling, title, and encounter. All level 3, yes. Okay, cool. Alright, so basically where I am is here. No, yeah, so I don't want to move too much because I don't want too many Miniors to spawn. So the crystal's here, like the big crystal where Kleavor is here. So you head around the back of it, just over this hill, and this bit here, you can picnic on fine. I'd go for a 9 bacon sandwich any day. Just your heart would not thank you. Yeah, but it does have cucumber and pickles and sweet sauce. The herbs are sweet. Yeah, so the shoe horse bit where you find Kleavor, the big gem is there. Just go up a bit north of it. And there should be a flat enough area for you to, like, sit. Sit, picnic, you know. You know. Alright. Alright. But yeah, anybody else got any opinions on what Legends game they'd like to see next? I think it'd be more interesting if they went even more out the box, honestly. Like, I like it when we get surprised. Like, I think I've said this before, but, I like this story because it satisfies me. Basically, when we went into that stream, in February. Was it February? I think it was February. In February 2021? Yeah, February 2021. When we went into that stream on February 2021, I was saying... Wait. Yeah, no. Yeah, no, it must have been. Yeah, no, we went into that stream in February 2021, and I was, like, saying to myself, what I want this to be, is... unique. I was going and I was like, wouldn't it be so cool if for some reason we got Black and White 3 or something, you know? I was going in, not expecting, but wanting Black and White 3, basically. Not even basically, straight up. Like, I was like, I want something out of the box. I want Black and White 3. You know, that's how I went into that game. And honestly, I wouldn't be opposed to Black and White 3 either, you know? Like, they're clearly experimenting at the moment with, like, what they're doing. Gen 7, we got Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, which is a fusion of the Pokemon Go playstyle with, like, the main series. In Gen 8, we then got Legends Arceus, which is an entire refresh on, like, the idea of a remake, but instead making a prequel to the game. That's a cool idea. So I feel like Black and White 3 isn't even off the table. I just don't think they'll call it Black and White 3. I think we get a new Black and White game set in Unova. They will not call it Black and White 3. They will call it something else. Whether that be Grey or... I can't think of any other options. But yeah, whether they call it Black and White 3 or not, I think that's not entirely off the table. Legends Zygarde would be amazing. Actually, I felt so unfinished. I'd assume it'd be like Legends Diancie or something instead. But I'd be very down for that all the same. But yeah, I don't know, like, I have conflicting emotions on one part. I want a Legends game in the future. I want a Legends game set in the future. I think that would be really cool, you know? There could be a bunch of Paradox Pokemon around, maybe even more Paradox Pokemon around. Like, that we haven't seen before, because, you know, it's the future, and we're starting to get robot Pokemon coming in. And we'd see what kind of world that is. You know, what kind of world those Paradox Pokemon live in, where there are so many metallic Pokemon now. And that would be a really interesting thing to see. But just in general, I think a future Pokemon game would be such a cool idea. I guess the, like, fundamental issue is would they want to make a post-apocalypse Pokemon game? Like, I feel like the Pokemon Company are a little bit too careful with their brands to want to make a post-apocalypse Pokemon game, you know? Like, I think while a post-apocalypse Pokemon game would be really, really cool, I don't think the Pokemon Company have the balls to do it. I think, like, a game like Legends is the closest we're going to get to a post-apocalypse. But yeah, no, yeah. I want a future I want a Legends game set in the future. But the issue is with that, I don't think they can do that as the second Legends game, you know? Like, I don't think the second Legends game would work as a game set in the future, because I think they'd want to break the trend, you know? For a Legends game set in the future to hit as hard as it could, there'd have to be a second Legends game set in the past. So I'd be very willing to wait, like, a few years. A few decades, even, to get a Legends game set in the future. Because I think that'd be cool, but I think they should build up to it. They shouldn't just drop it off the bat. Playing as AI Turo Osada. I feel like they should definitely make an appearance at some point. Like, I think it would be really cool if we did play a game in the future or something, and AI Churro was there and was like, "Hi, I'm here. It's me." I wouldn't say it's the crux of the plot, because they wouldn't want, like, they wouldn't want to make the main plot revolve around a past game. And I think they shouldn't make the main plot revolve around a past game, because at that point, you're making homework to play a Pokemon game, you know? Like, I feel like Pokemon games should be standalone. I think that's probably the issue Black and White 2 faced, and kind of shows that Pokemon games should be standalone, because Black and White 2 is one of the worst selling Pokemon games. And I will admit, I think part of that is because the 3DS had launched by then, so everyone was expecting a 3DS Pokemon game to come out next. But I bet that 2 on the end was a big factor as to why those games sold so poorly, because it's a sequel. Like, making a sequel is risky because you need everyone who played the last game to be very on board with it. And you're not going to get any... You will get people, but you won't get as many people who haven't played the first game playing a sequel. Like, you'll get some people, but not everybody. And that happened with Tears of the Kingdom, I think. Because Tears of the Kingdom sales, they went up immediately. Everybody who played Breath of the Wild instantly bought Tears of the Kingdom, but they're plateaued. Tears of the Kingdom sales basically plateaued. I bet there was another leap up at Christmas. I bet Christmas had a big leap around its release, because, like, it's Christmas. But Tears of the Kingdom sales plateaued, and I think that's because it's a sequel. Because making a sequel, you fundamentally strike an issue there. Making a sequel, because... Again, like... Even if people don't need to play the first game, people feel obligated that they need to play the first game, you know? Like, even if, like... It's clear they tried to make Tears of the Kingdom standalone, so you didn't need any prior knowledge of, like, Breath of the Wild. You'd pretty quickly understand, like, okay, this is Zelda, and this is, like, they're friends. Oh, no, Zelda's gone. Like, even if you haven't played Breath of the Wild, you can understand that. You can understand their dynamic, you can understand the basics. So it's clear they made an effort to make Tears of the Kingdom playable to people who hadn't played Breath. But the fundamental issue is everybody knew Tears of the Kingdom was a sequel to Breath of the Wild, which I think would have put a lot of people who haven't played Breath of the Wild off. This Kleavor hunt is much more relaxing than other hunts. That's fair, it is quite chill just refreshing the sandwich. Refreshing the picnic, sorry. It gets a little bit high octane when one of them spots you. Like, when one of them, like, climbs that hill and can see you, like, you are then racing to put that barrier up. Oh, that sandwich up. No, picnic. You're then racing to put that picnic up, otherwise one will attack you. Otherwise you get mauled. Which isn't fun. Right. Hoenn. Legends Hoenn, that's what I want. Whether it be Deoxys, or I guess Jirachi would be a better fit, right? Of the coconut variety? As in you get chiseled like a coconut, or... I don't know why. I think Hoenn's the reason I want a Legends game for the most, but Hoenn's the reason I want the Legends game for the most, I think. I don't know exactly what story would be told in a Hoenn Legends game, but I feel like that's part of the point, you know? I feel like you'll get an interesting tale about coconut mold. No, you just coconut mold me, I see. Devastating. I tried to put those words together, but I didn't work in my head. I was like, more coconuts? No, he can't mean that. Then I realized, yeah, no, now I've realized. Now I've realized, yeah, you can't. Devastating. An Alolan Legends game would be good. I feel the Alolan Mythicals have, like, no lore. But I wouldn't want an Alolan Legends game to just be a Legends game, though, is the thing. I'd want an Alolan Legends game to take place in Ultra Space. And I feel like everybody does. They could easily, like, I don't know, I guess not do that. But imagine an Alolan Legends game that takes place in Ultra Space. Like, we know Pokemon appear in Ultra Space. You can catch the Legends there, and there's like a solid pool of Pokemon you can catch in Ultra Space, you know? So, even the worlds with Ultra Beasts in them, it'd be chill, you know? And we could get a bunch more Ultra Beasts and stuff around in the game as well. Like, all of the cars would be fallers, which is interesting. And also brings, like, a good opportunity to bring back, like, pre-existing characters, or relatives of pre-existing characters. Because, like... Wait, no, that might not be real. Ultra Space can take you from one dimension and dump you in another. But... Can it? Can it do that? It'd make sense. Like, it wouldn't be too far-fetched if it could. But... like, can it do that? Like, I guess I always assumed Annabelle was from a non-Mega Evolution dimension, because the Battle Frontier isn't in a Mega Evolution dimension. So Annabelle fell from a non-Mega Evolution dimension into a Mega Evolution dimension. That was always my theory. That's what I always thought. But I don't think there's ever anything that, I don't think that there's ever anything that, like, states that concretely. I don't think there'd ever be a Legends, there'd ever be a game in Ultra Space, but it sounds cool. I feel like it wouldn't be that far-fetched an idea, because we've seen Ultra Space, you know? I feel like while maybe Alola could take, like... I think if we get an Alolan Legends game, most ways around, we'd probably go to Ultra Space at some point, you know? Because the Ultra Beasts are so entwined with the lore of Alola that you can't really have an Alolan game without Ultra Beasts, I'd say. So I don't think it'd be that far-fetched for the game to take place in Ultra Space, but I could also see why it wouldn't, you know? I can see why your gut feeling is saying no, because I feel like I just want it to take place in Ultra Space, you know? I want a game that's in Ultra Space, so I have that bias. I have that desire for it to be like that instead of, like, not that. I think it would be so cool if we got an Ultra Space Legends game, though. Or just a game in Ultra Space. I guess it doesn't need to be a Legends game, you know? But again, like... the ancestors wouldn't necessarily have to be, like, past ancestors. They could be future ancestors. And that would be interesting. That would be an interesting event. Right. Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Ultra Space. Well, that's it. That's what we need next. The Ultra Wormhole turns you into a Pokemon. And you have to escape. Simples. Pokemon Mystery Dungeon game set in Ultra Space. Yeah? You fall into the Ultra Wormhole and somehow turn into a Pokemon because of it. You go through the whole game with your partner. You and your partner just want to get home, blah, 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 blah. It turns out, at the end of the game, your partner is you from another dimension. It's a Pupa jump scare. That... I think that would be incredibly funny and also cool. I feel like the issue there is, though, like, Pokemon Mystery Dungeon kind of, like, hinges on the idea that it continues after the game's over, you know? Like, when you become a human again at the end of the game, you explicitly return to the Pokemon world after because you want to go back to the Pokemon world. In some games, you have a whole mission to get yourself or the partner back. The original Isekai anime. Did it come out before Inuyasha? Also, Narnia. I don't think it came out before Narnia. Which was a book, but... Dude, I'm so fucking glad we're past the Isekai phase. Like, this season, at once, we've got both Freerun continuing, but we've also got Delicious in Dungeon, we got Dungeon Meshi. Dungeon Meshi goes so hard. Like, Freerun's good. Don't get me wrong, I enjoy Freerun. But Dungeon Meshi is genuinely one of the best manga I've read. One of the, like, most endearing stories that I've read. You know? Like, Freerun, I'm like, yeah, this is cool. A lot. Dungeon Meshi, I don't know what it is about that, but Dungeon Meshi, fucking, that shit rocks. If you're not watching Dungeon Meshi, get on it. Genuinely such a good show. Or read it. But it's by Trigger, who made BNA. Favorite show ever. Or favorite anime ever. Is it my favorite show ever? Yeah, BNA, Kill la Kill. More than that. Inuyasha's as old as you, but you didn't like it, so you forgot it's technically an isekai. Oh, Narnia, then. I point to Narnia. I feel like there are a couple of other ones as well. But yeah, is Narnia an anime? I mean, no, but it's an isekai. Children go to other world, fantasy world, save fantasy world, and rule fantasy world. Obviously it's better than most isekai though, because the whole them going elsewhere and being really respected there isn't just because of mindless power fantasy. It's like a metaphor for war and the world wars, which I guess isn't as fun. Which isn't as fun of a way to frame your escapism, but alright. Legends Arceus is also an isekai, really. Like, I know you're isekai'd from the Pokemon world to the Pokemon world, but it's also kind of implied that's what happens in Mystery Dungeon anyway. Like, it's kind of left ambiguous, but I feel like there are at least a few hints that, like, you come from the Pokemon world in the Mystery Dungeon games. Like, the regular Pokemon world, and get transported to the Pokemon world of Mystery Dungeon. Like, I feel like that is a genuine actual thing. I keep seeing Scyther and being like, oh! And then it's not. You know, it's just Scyther. It's not the big guy. Which is devastating. Same, yeah. A direct ripoff of that smartphone isekai. Exactly! Exactly! Alright. Alright. But yeah, that Palworld game's coming out at the end of the week, which is going to be interesting. I'm not, like, going to commit to being like, this is going to be a series, because I don't know how much content there's going to be in it, obviously. Like, it sounds like it's an alpha build that they're releasing. Yeah, no, it sounds like there's it sounds like it's an alpha build that they're releasing, not like a full version. So I don't know, like, if it's gonna have series-worthy content in it, or other than just one stream. But we'll see. I hope it's got more. Hopefully you enjoy it. You sound excited. It seems like an interesting game, you know. Like, I like the idea of, like, fighting alongside the Pokemon, instead of, like, fighting them against each other alone, you know? And it seems like that's a big thing, at least with the boss fights, is getting the Pokemon to... It's fighting alongside the Pokemon to take down the bosses and stuff. It seems like there's, like, a lot of just world-building systems where... Oh, they're not Pokemon, they're pals, I assume, creatures. I don't know, like, if they have an official name. Point being, it seems like you use them to, like, help you... Like, I saw one clip where there's, like, a farm, and there's, like, a sauropod-looking one spraying water out across the farm. Like the Good Dinosaur. Like, that's a cool idea. Like, using Pokemon for farm work, like, pals, using creatures for farm work like that. And I want to see, like, how deep that kind of system goes and stuff. Like, I feel like people are very quick to be like, oh, it's Pokemon but edgy because of the guns and, like, that one scene where it looks like a bunch of Pokemon pals are being enslaved. I hope the creators are, like, at peace with the fact that Pokemon is always going to be said in the same sentence as their brand. Like, I hope they've steeled themselves for... God, I wish Pokemon could do this. I hope they've steeled themselves for people being like, an indie studio put out what Game Freak couldn't. This is kind of embarrassing. Because people are gonna say that. And let me tell you, that's gonna be so insulting to them. Like, maybe I'm jumping the gun, and saying it myself now is kind of inappropriate, but I can envision those comments getting lathered at it already, and unless they're the specific brand of Pokemon fan that would say that, that's gonna hurt. That's gonna suck, you know? Being told, wow, just constantly being, like, told... Wow, this franchise you have so much passion for, that you made this game. I don't know, no, that's not the right way of putting it. People at the moment are very, like, compliments don't come alone these days. It's always at the expense of something else. That's not entirely true, but, like, it's very common, especially for games and stuff, you know? Like, Fakemon creators, for example, people who create Fakemon and stuff, so often do people go into their comments and be like, wow, this is so much better than what Game Freak puts out. And that's not that nice, you know? Those are the people who've inspired them. It's just such a, like, a backhanded compliment, almost. Because, like, while you're saying something nice to them, you're insulting something in the same breath. You're not spreading positivity by doing it. I feel like you're, like, making a net neutral. Comment, you know? Like, it's a shame that, like, some people are so intent on being filled with hatred that they can't just compliment a thing, you know? And it's not just Pokemon. Don't get me wrong. It's not just Pokemon. Like, so many times do you see people complimenting a thing being like, wow, you do X so much better than Y, you know? And, like, I'm genuinely interested to see, like, how the Palworld developers are going to feel about those kind of comments, because they're going to be leveraged at them. There's no doubt in my mind that there are going to be so many people chanting, you're doing what Game Freak should be. I do think it's also worth noting, though, that this game has been in development for a while and has undergone multiple delays. So before you say anything, think about that. Okay, has gone multiple delays and we're not even getting the full release of the game. This isn't a full release, this is an alpha. Just like a point of, like, whatever this game looks like, a lot of time and effort has gone into this. And that's the thing I'm excited to see. Like, a lot of time, a lot of effort, a lot of planning has clearly gone into this game, so I'm really interested to see what they're going to bring to the table with it. I will be streaming it on Friday, unless I have any technical difficulties, in which case, do not quote me on that. But I'm very interested to see what it's going to be like. Like, I don't know why it's caught my eye more than, like, other Pokemon-inspired games. Like, 'cause I know a lot of people hype up shit like Temtem. And I know, like, Cassette Beasts. I think it's called as, like, another big one. They're clearly, like, very Pokemon-inspired games. But yeah. Oh, it's raining again. Dismal. Alright. 1 minute left. I think after this minute is up, I'm going to go to the toilet, but once I am back, we will do one last hunt. And if I don't get it, wah wow. Wah wow. Oh yeah, when people were angry about tree texture, so they hyped up Temtem for a week. Is that how it went down? I don't entirely remember. I just remember a lot of people saying Temtem was good. But was it, like, genuinely just because people were angry at Pokemon? So they turned to somewhere else for, like, a short period of time? And then eventually just lost interest? Because that must have hurt. I don't know, I heard a lot of good things about Temtem, I just never really got around to it. It very much came out at, like, a time where, like... I don't know, it just came out at a time where I wasn't all that interested in it. Which I think is, like, another reason I'm excited for Palworld, because Palworld is coming out at a time when I'm, like, interested in that kind of thing. Anyway, I'm going to go to the toilet. I will be back momentarily. Be sure to stay tuned, because I will be continuing the last phase of the hunt right next. And don't you want to see if I'm actually going to get it or not? Because if I just don't get it, I'd be sad. And we are back again. With more shiny hunting. You got it! Yo, congratulations! That's hype. Well done, you did it! I'm so proud of you! No, for real though, that's hype. Hell yeah, what are you gonna name it? Alright. First Heatwave shiny in the decks? Hell yeah. I don't think I have any Heatwave shinies either, actually, now that I think about it. Oh well. Not that big of a deal. Nature guess. Hasty. Alright. Let's get some cucumber, some pickles, and 3 whole bacon with a couple of Sweet Hub Mystica, a VV pick. You say bold? A very interesting guess. Hardly with uncommon mark. Oh, yo, that's hype. Oh yeah, I've seen loads of people like hyping up over the rare mark. How rare is the rare mark? Like, I didn't really see anybody talking about marks until recently when I saw a few people getting very like excited over the rare mark. And I was like, wait, I've never really thought about the rare mark. What has happened to that middle bacon? Why is it so much lower? Has it like clipped into the other bacon? Maybe I should avoid top on this one. Psych! It worked! Shiny, I think it's maybe like 1 in 100,000. You got a rare mark Farlings, yo! That is very hype. I more meant regularly, because I've not seen that many people getting hype over, what was it called? I've not seen that many people getting hype over, like, rare mark shinies, but, just the rare mark in general. I saw people getting excited over. Did I ever check my spew buffer marks? I might not have. Let's check in a moment. Alright, we got all this stuff we need. Hopefully we can get the stuff we need. That being, you know, a fucking shiny. That being, oh, you know, the thing I've been hunting for the past 2 hours. It's funny that, what's it called? It's funny to me because these days I'm like, oh, I didn't get a shiny this stream. Boo-hoo-hoo. Like, it used to be that you didn't, you know? My streams are about 3 hours long. It used to be that you didn't get a shiny in that kind of time, you know? It used to be getting a shiny in that kind of time was extremely lucky. And these days I get disappointed if I don't. Which is very funny. Like, people who like shiny hunt as like a hobby for like, what's it called? When I was younger, when I was a wee boy. No, when I was younger and first started shiny hunting, like, I got home from school, I booted up Patterrz. No, I did my homework, then I booted up Patterrz. In fact, I probably didn't do my homework, but I booted up Patterrz, and I shiny hunted and watched YouTube. That's what I did, you know? Like, I grabbed game and shiny hunted. From getting home from school till dinner, and then from dinner till bed, I shiny hunted, you know? And I got, like, a decent few shinies from that, you know? I got a lot of shinies, I'm not gonna act like I didn't. Obviously sometimes that was, well, no, I did have phases. Sometimes I dropped out of shiny hunting for a bit, but, like, I made big effort towards shiny hunting. And I wonder how many shinies I would have gotten if I did that on this game. You know, if these shiny odds were that. Fuck that Scyther in particular. Is it twerking at me? It's doing a little dance. Did you see that? Did you see the Scyther do a little dance at me? Like, there's just one Scyther there, you know? It's not 5 as normal, it's 1. So I was like, oh my god, it's great. No. Anyway, did I know that Johnny Lightning also made the DeLorean? As in, from Back to the Future? I'm guessing you mean the model of car rather than the specific car, though. See, that's a famous car. Well, no, I knew most of the ones you were mentioning. There's one from Back to the Future, hell yeah. What about Chitty Chitty Bang Bang? I used to love that as a kid. Alright. Oh wait, what was the one the Doctor drove around in? Corgi did a model of it, hell yeah. Yeah, what was the one the Doctor drove around in? John Pertwee. Because he had like a bright yellow car, didn't he? I might rewatch his era at some... Not rewatch, I've not watched it in the first place. I might watch John Pertwee and Tom Baker at some point. I'm watching Always Sunny in Philadelphia at the moment, but maybe after that. Because I have always wanted to rewatch classic Doctor Who, and they have it all on iPlayer over here now, so... Did they ever put the classic series on Disney+? Because I know Disney Plus now have, like, New Who on it. Like, the, all the stuff since it restarted. But, not aware of if they've got, like, the original stuff on it as well. Alright. Johnny Lightning also made the Bluesmobile from Blues Brothers as well. You got your hands on the 2022 reissue. Hell yeah. I find it funny when no Scyther spawn and it's just like a shitload of Kleavor. Look at all the Kleavor. And no Scyther. No Scyther in sight. No shinies either. Devastating. Alright. Alright. If I had a nickel for every time a Scyther... No, if I had a shiny for every time my Scyther made me jump, I would be a very happy man. But, I don't. I got no shinies. Who knows, maybe my luck's just building up for later, right? Maybe, like, I'm gonna get really lucky in the near future. Like, my luck is, like, pulling me back to ping me forward, you know? That's definitely what's happening. That's obviously, like, what's happening here, I think. There's no other way to interpret what's happening here, other than I'm gonna get really lucky at some point. Just not today. Alright. How many minutes do we have left? That's not the minutes. 20 minutes. I'd even be happy with a Scyther at this point. I think I have an Augurite in Legends, so I could evolve it if I so desired. Alright. Johnny Lightning made a Christine collection back in 2017. Although the Johnny Lightning model of Christine isn't the newest, because they made this cartoon back in 1999 under Playing Mantis. Ah, fair. Alright. Is that guy, like, mining? He was, like... I think he was just doing the rubbing sides on ground. Sides, axes on ground animation. I wonder if Kleavor was made rock type just because they were like, rock axe, that's cool. Or if there was any truth behind the rock, paper, scissors. Because, like, obviously Scyther being paper is a bit flimsy, you know? Boom, boom. Scyther being paper is a bit flimsy, but, like, Caesar... So, like... I wonder if that ever was, like, a thought that crossed their mind was, rock, paper, scissors when making Kleavor. I hope so, because that'd be funny. I always find it interesting that they made Kleavor instead of giving Caesar an evolution or anything. Like, I'm happy they made Kleavor. But I always find it interesting when they decide to go for a branched evolution rather than, like, a new evolution, if that makes sense. Like, I think it's cool when they do. Like, that's one of the things I like a lot about Sword and Shield, is the introduction of branched evolutions based on forms. Like, that's a really cool idea. Like, obviously, additional evolutions that arrived, like, what was it called? Obstagoon and Mr. Rhyme. But, like... Also just the idea of, like, branched evolutions like Runegrigus. And then Sneasler later on. I thought were, like, very cool ideas. Like, obviously Legends Arceus makes it easier to explain these away, because it's like, oh, these Pokemon are now extinct for some reason or other, you can't evolve them anymore. Which, while I think works as an excuse for why the Pokemon have never been seen before, it's a shame how it locks them out of future games, in a way, you know? Like, what's it called? We've been lucky to see Basculegion appear and be evolvable normally, because they were just like, oh, White Stripe Basculin lives here specifically. Obviously, Kisui Growlithe was gifted by Perrin. And then Ursaluna is catchable in its Blood Moon form specifically. Its regular form doesn't even register in the Kitakami Dex. I tried. I tried to complete the Dex early. And then in this game, in this DLC they brought back, like, Hisui Quillfish. But it feels like in the main game we might not ever see these guys legitimately available, you know? Like in the main installment of the main series, I'd be surprised if we saw, like, a lot of these new Pokemon and new evolutions appear, you know? As much as it'd be cool as if we saw, like, Sneasler and stuff appear, it feels like they're kind of, like, going more against that idea, you know? Personally, I think it'd be really neat if, what was it called? We did get to see, like, regional variants in regions they aren't technically native to again. Not again, just straight up. They kind of did it in this, but they're not native here, obviously. Like, Alolan Executor, you can't evolve regular Execute into Alolan Executor. So while I'm very grateful to see stuff like Alolan Vulpix and Hisuian Quillfish around, like, it's not like they're meant to live here, you know? They've been deliberately relocated. I guess maybe I'm just, like, nitpicking with those kind of complaints, but I'd like to see a main game, a main region that has these regional variants in them, because the correct conditions are met. a brand new sunny region, it would make sense for a lowland executor to live there, because the sunlight might be strong enough. Maybe in a new snowy region, it would make sense for, like, a lowland sandshrew or a lowland vulpix to live, or Mr. Rhyme and stuff. Like, it's just there's a lot of new evolutions and stuff around, you know? Like Clodsire and Mr. Rhyme or Obstagoon, and we might only ever get to see them in Sword and Shield and a couple of DLCs, and that seems a bit lame to me. The Johnny Lightning Bluesmobile is also not the newest, because the Playing Mantis released this one also in 1999 or 2000. You're happy that they reissued the Bluesmobile. That's fair. It's good that you managed to get your hands on it. Have you been doing eggs for Quaxley, Coco, and Fiona? Hell yeah! Best of luck with those. Are you doing those all at once, or are you doing them, like, individually? How many sandwich and picnic resets this hunt? It's about 5. I think I'm on my 5th at the moment. Because I generally stream for about an hour and a half. And, an hour and a half? I generally stream for 3 hours, is what I'm trying to say. This might be my 6th then, maybe? I feel like I've been pretty punctual on these. Point is, it's taken a while. All at the same time, hell yeah. I remember when I did that, I want to do more of them. I was, like, doing them as, like, a roulette, so, like, I don't know which shiny I'm gonna get. I did it with, Charmander, Fuecoco, and Scorbunny, and then I did it with, Zorua and Hisui and Zorua. So I do have a Hisui shiny. I was wrong. That's nice. The Johnny Lightning TV and the movie cars were released under the Hollywood on Wheels series during the Playing Mantis era. It's kind of sad that they don't bring back the Mystery Machine. Oh, that would be cool. I love the Mystery Machine. Iconic. Love a good bit of Scooby-Doo. That's another show I feel like kind of suffered in the well, not suffered. Underwent that weird... No... I'm trying to use the correct language, because I know people really like Mystery Incorporated, and honestly, it's not a bad series. I'm not slating Mystery Incorporated. But Mystery Incorporated... It makes sense, I guess, that Scooby-Doo, specifically, ended up with a series with an underlying mystery, you know? An underlying mystery going throughout the episodes. That makes a lot of sense. But Scooby-Doo before then used to be very episodic, to the point where, like, it would be episodes and movies and stuff. Like, what's it called? Yeah, no, Scooby-Doo cool. Do I have mods? No, but my chat isn't really quick enough. I don't need them. Assuming you mean that kind of mod rather than modifications to game type of mod. Shiny, you think? As in, I just reset over one? Whoa. Anyway. Oh, that'd be a shame at this point. Just kind of zoned out. Like, that's always kind of like the worry I have when shiny hunting, is that I, like, kind of zone out a bit too much. The Modern Johnny Lightning TV and movie car series is called Silver Screen Machines. They also made the Monsters Coach. Okay, cool, cool. I didn't miss one. Nice, nice. No worries, no worries. I don't know. It would have been a shame at this point. Because, like, I'm going to be ending... This sandwich will run out, and then I'm going to, like... Please never remove those little guys from the party. We'll see how next week's stream goes. I'll put it like that. Alright. Next stream, Wonder trading your 6 shiny Spoopers. Yeah, no, that's exactly it. Actually, you've got it. You've got my stream plan. No, I think if I were to trade away shinies, I'd do it on stream and be like, okay, here's the code. First come, first serve. But, I probably wouldn't just trade them away on stream like that, you know? Depends how many I got. Like, if I had, like, a box full of not Krogunk, maybe. Alright. Did I even go through the Dunsparce stream with no Dunsparce? I think, like, the least I got was, like, 1, right? I didn't go through a whole stream with none, surely. Did I? I might have the one stream before Indigo Disc. But I'm not sure. Alright. I have got 11 minutes on the sandwich. I'm pretty sure... Yeah, no. This is all the Kleavor that can spawn. Kleavor can only spawn in this area up here. Technically that guy. But we're ignoring him. You only found this place 2 days ago. To be fair, I think Rob helped guide me to it. I probably would have found it eventually. But how are you not seeing Minior? Because I do not see it. Oh, as in, how are they not appearing here? Or how am I in denial? Like, what's it called? What train of thought am I trying to have? I'm trying to have one of them. Yeah, no. Like, Minior, if I tried to hunt the Minior, this hunt would have gone on a lot longer. It wouldn't have. It would have gone on for the same amount of time, but, like, I would have spent a lot more time running around, and there wouldn't have been as many resets. Then they're just saving it up to have multiple on screen at once. Hopefully. That would be cool. No, I don't know, again, like... We'll see how it goes. We got the final 10 minutes. Maybe we won't get another one. To be fair, I've had some pretty shoddy sandwich hunts lately. Like, my best hunts over the past, like, month or so have been ones in outbreaks, I think. I say months because it's almost been a month. It has been a month since Indigo Disc released. It has been a straight up month since Indigo Disc. Wait, so what hunts have I done? I did Torchic. I did... Yeah, Torchic I did on Christmas Day. Spearpaw I did on New Year's. There must have been at least one before then, right? I did Minior. And I did Duraludon last week. Oh, I still only beat 2 Elite Four. I mean, there's no shame in taking it at your own pace, you know? Obviously, like, the only issue with taking it at your own pace is you might get spoiled. But if you're internet savvy or apathetic enough, then... You did the story today and loved it? Yeah, no, the DLC story was a good one, I think. You say that as if it's a chore. You're enjoying it, I swear. I mean, I'd hope so. I thought it was a very good one. Like, Scarlet and Violet have had some of the best character writing, I think. I saw some people being like, just because characters have development doesn't mean there's good writing. And it's like, these are some of the most endearing characters the games have made. These games have made. In recent memory. That was funny, though. Which was funny? Like, I think this is, like, genuinely the most emotionally invested I've been in, like, a Pokemon cast. And I didn't really realize it until the, epilogue. Like, seeing Nemona and Arven and Penny again genuinely made me happy. And I was like, wait a minute. No, I care about these guys. And I feel like that's... I feel like when that happens in Pokemon games, it's because you deliberately care about characters rather than, like... No, that's not entirely fair, I think. I think character writing has been at least getting good since Sun and Moon. But, I think this is some of the best. I don't say since Black and White, because they kind of immediately sullied any, like, goodwill they'd brought up in those games with X and Y. To be fair, Black and White had good character writing. Black and White 2 only really had Hugh in terms of, like, characters. But, yeah, no, I don't know. I don't get how people can be like, oh, the Scarlet and Violet cast are just good because of their development. Because, like, even characters like Nemona don't really develop that much. They're good because how they're written is endearing and invests you easily, I think. And, like, yeah, Kieran did have a character arc. But I feel like he had good characterization that endeared you to him across that character arc. Because we've seen what happens when a character doesn't have good characterization, but has a good character arc because of Hop. People didn't like how Hop was characterized, so people fucking hated him, even though he had one of the strongest arcs up until that point in a Pokemon game, as a rival. The only people who really came close are, I'd say, Bianca, N, and Hao. As, like, rivals. In terms of, like, fully fledged arcs they go on across the story, you know? Because a character like Gladion, I guess he does learn to rely on friends and stuff. But, you liked Hop? Oh no, yeah, I liked Hop. But a lot of people really didn't like Hop, and I'm gonna be blunt. If that many people don't like a character, then maybe there is something wrong with the character, you know? Because, like, I've seen a lot less hate for, say, Nemona, or Arven, or Penny. What about Bede and Marnie? Bede has a really good arc, I think. I like Bede's arc. I'd say it's not as quite fully fledged as Hop's, because obviously he's missing for, like, a large portion of the game. But, like, obviously, like, he very much goes in with, like, this kind of ideal to, like, impress Rose and stuff, but ends up coming out of it with, like, getting something else entirely, which I think is cool. But I wouldn't say it's, like, as complex as Hop's. Marnie is there. Like, don't get me wrong, I think Marnie is cool as a character, but I feel like, overall, there's not much to her, you know? She has a few key appearances, but most of, like, Marnie's presence is just there for Team Yell, I feel. Like, I feel like she didn't really end up getting, like, she's alright, don't get me wrong. As a rival, I don't hate her or anything, I think she's cool. But I wouldn't really go, like, more than that, you know? Like, you got so unlucky. I kind of have, but oh well. I guess that's shiny hunting, isn't it? Maybe I should do what people did when Let's Go came out and, like, claimed the odds are rigged or something. Oh, Demon Titan Drill, thank you for subscribing. Welcome to the Cahir Club. Oh, whoever wants to do a BP grind, your union code is CV48QD. I'm about to end, but if anybody does want to do some grinding, then that code is there. But yeah, welcome to the stream. I hope your week's gotten off to a good start. You caught any shinies recently? The anime of Pokemon Journeys missed Speed at some point, since it was the last time. We already missed Ash. Yeah, no, I wonder if he could maybe appear in Horizons or something. Because Horizons seems to be doing quite a character tour. But, I guess the issue is like, from what I understand about the Eternatus arc, there wasn't really much room to fit him into it. And it's not like the League runaround was actually a plot point, if that makes sense. Another Johnny Lightning casting that needs to come back is the VW Beetle from Little Satellite. Oh, I love those cars. Those are always fun. I feel like you don't see many around these days, though. I guess it's because they're an older car at this point, isn't it? So it just kind of makes sense you don't. But yeah, no, it's a shame Beat was missed, but I guess that's in, like, expensive what Journeys was meant to be as a series, which is, like, a victory lap for Ash. Which ended up being a bit of a shame, because a lot of Gala gym leaders didn't really get much of a chance to have any screen presence. I'm happy we got to see Kabu in Horizons, because that kind of helped make up for it a little bit. But I'm kind of sad we ended up leaving Gala so soon to go back to Paldea, because it meant that we didn't really get to see any more Gala gym leaders, which would have been nice, you know? Like, Opal had an episode, but we've not seen Milo or Nessa, as far as I'm aware, and we've not seen Gordy or Melanie. And obviously we've not seen Clara and Avery either. Like, I feel like what Journey set out to do was needed, you know? It was nice for them to continue straying away from the classic Pokemon formula, and giving Ash a proper send-off. As well, I think was important, but, like, it very much did come at a sacrifice of, like, seeing Gala. You come to realize you do actually like most of the Sword and Shield characters? Yeah, I think I had the, like, baseline like them all, you know? Opal episode was good since it had your favourite Mon, of course, of course. I didn't watch it, I saw that one clip of, Pikachu, what was it, Hungry Maxing? Alright. Because I found that amusing. Johnny Lightning also made the James Bond cast as well? Hell yeah. Ah. Hell no also, however, because we have run out of sandwich. Kinda devastating. Oh well. Luck of the draw, I guess. It's shiny hunting. Alright, I'm gonna move over to Pokedoku now. Obviously we're gonna do this as normal. Please do not give me the answers. Yeah, don't give me the answers. Please do wait until I've filled in a category. So, like, don't tell me what goes in, like... Sorry, I baffled myself there because my mouse is appearing on screen. Yeah, no. Don't tell me, like, the first evolution line and water until I put it in, say. Until I've entered in what I'm going to put in for a category before you tell me what you would have put in. But feel free to tell me your scores if you've done it today. Pikachu swallowed the whole entire Alchemy Cream due to her VMAX. Just the whipped cream though, yeah, and then Hunger Max, right? Oh yeah, have you been watching Horizons? Because obviously there's a, well not obviously, but is it Murdoch, I think it is, has a Alchemy as well. He's like the cook on the Brave Asagi. You got 86, oh that's very low. You also have a Johnny Lightning diorama set called Repetons Reckoning, which is from that Christine collection. Ah, fair. That's very cool. Alright. So we have Water, Poison, and Ground, first in Evolution line, Final Evolution, and Mega Evolved. Yes, we're stuck at episode 30. That's fair, that's fair. I mean, there's not much more after episode 30, so being stuck there isn't all that bad. It's only up to about episode 35 at the moment, I think. I feel like I remember something about this guy being a bad person, but Pokidoku is Pokidoku. I guess maybe don't follow this guy then. I don't know. I've never heard of... the only Karuway I've heard of is Karuway Town in X and Y, which I'm guessing is what they've named themselves after. Out there claim I know. But yeah. So we got Water, Poison, and Ground, first evolution line, Final Evolution, and Mega Evolved. Ooh. Guess the question ends up being, did any Pokemon get Water, Poison, or Ground as bonus types? Because I feel like people wouldn't have thought of those. I feel like we've had Ground-type Mega Evolved before. Obviously Swampert comes to mind, but I feel like Swampert is a bit too obvious of an answer. So we got Steelix as well. Although, to be fair, people are Pokidoku answers are starting to be more like the niche answers. Minecraft speedrunner equals avoid at all costs. Alright. Yeah, so we got... Ow. I just kind of slammed my hand into my thumb, which... Don't do that. CahirLIVE recommendation. Don't slam your hand into your thumb. Swampert, Steelix. There are gotta be more, though. That can't be it. Aerodactyl is not ground type. Oh! Camerupt. Would people think of Camerupt? I guess ends up being the question. Welcome back! Welcome back! Yeah, we did not get the Kleavor in the end, unfortunately. We're doing Pokidoku now. Please don't answer categories I've not filled in yet, but feel free to tell me your score if you've done it today. I feel like I am gonna go Camerupt. I'm feeling lucky with Camerupt. My gut is saying Camerupt, and I got 28%. I feel like that's really high. Because there's at least 3 of them. So at most, that's probably middle of the pack. But I feel like there's not 3. I feel like Camerupt is the most popular. I guess we'll have Felix break it to us in a moment. Alright, poison types. Maybe not a trust gut day. Ah, okay. Gengar is obviously at the peak of poison types. What's this? This is Pokidoku, where basically you have to fill in all 9 boxes with separate Pokemon. You can't put the same answer twice. Dependent on like the category. So Ground and Mega Evolved, Camerupt goes there, for example. So you gotta like fill in as much as possible. If you want to play along, Pokidoku.com. You don't even need an account to hop in, I don't think. But yeah, the goal is to get as low of a score as possible. The score being based upon the percentage of people who answered each Pokemon. So, kind of like golf. Alright, I might go up. I'm gonna put Yamask here. 1.8, that's high. That's not low, that's high. Alright, Final Evolution, I'm guessing, doesn't need to be... Yeah, Final Evolution is just Final Evolution. Doesn't need to be, like, 3-stage evolution or anything like that. So, ground types. It says they don't when you try to pick an answer. Ah, fair, fair. Okay, Final Evolution ground types. Obviously, we've got, like, shit like Hippowdon, Camerupt, obviously, Swampert. But I feel like I'm going to go Ursaluna. I'm not going to go Ursaluna Blood Moon. That seems like a bad choice, but I'm feeling crafty. Oh, 1.3 again. We might be redeeming ourselves. Maybe. Hopefully. Alright, Mega Evolved poison types. I can genuinely only think of Gengar, but Gengar can't be the only poison type of the Mega. Beedrill! Beedrill's one of them. And Venusaur. I feel like Venusaur would get better than Beedrill, though, right? Surely. Alright, Johnny Lightning also made the burned version of Christine, although Autoworld also made that casting Arthur. Sableye, Ghost, and Dark. I feel like there might be another one in Hoenn. I don't know why, my gut. I can feel it in my gut. I can feel another poison type mega that I'm overlooking. We got Gengar, Venusaur, and Beedrill. Thank you for spawning, because that sounded really brassy. I mean, I guess if you read it aggressively, but I guess the primals count. It says they don't when you don't pick an answer. That doesn't sound brassy to me. Alright. You just did it, and got one right. You were so close to getting 3 others right. Hell yeah, congrats. Alright. It refreshes daily, by the way. It's a new puzzle every day, which is fun. I only do it on stream, though. I think I might just put Beedrill. $37! Did everyone put Beedrill? Why am I picking all the bad Mega Evolutions? What's up with this? I'm like fumbling hard on the Mega category. What the hell? Can I not do another? No, I only want to do one today. It's getting late here. It is 20 to 11. Dang, dude, exactly. Like, I would have expected Gengar to get higher there. See ya, fair enough, Abercrombie. I hope you have a great rest of your day. You start remembering people never go for Mega Venusaur. No, I mean, is this like only once a day? Oh, no, yeah, no, it is. It's once a day, but I think you can do the archive. I think there is a way to do archived games. It's not a big difference anyway. Oh, okay. That's kind of good at least, but not all that great because, what is that? 50... Well into the 60s. You've got, what, 83? This next Mega Evolved thing will have to be a good one, and it probably won't, because there aren't that many Megas. Okay, Water-type Megas. Obviously, we got Blastoise and Swampert. Sharpedo. What other Gen 1 Pokemon got Megas? Gyarados. Then all the Gen 3 Pokemon got Megas. I feel like there was another Water Mega in 3. Which, I might come back to that. Alright. Let's do final poison. My gut's saying Swalot. Don't know why. Feeling Swalot. But maybe I should go with a Nisha dual type. What about Alola? Because, like, Alolan Muck's there, but I feel like people would remember it for being a... Oh, I know. Slow Gala. 1%. You love to see it. You love to see it. Alright. I am first in evolution line for poison types. Obviously, Slowpoke doesn't count this time. Alolan Grimer does. Wait, what's Swalot's first form? I can't quite remember. Can't quite remember what it's called, you know? It's just slipping my mind. It's on the tip of my tongue. Slugma, I think. Slugma balls! It's not even. It's not even right. Okay. I know you're being ironic. I'm just laughing at the. Yeah. Anyway. Oh. 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 Ooh. Way! Sneasel! Sneasel Heatway! Right on this dick! We're getting a lot today. Okay. And then water, first evolution line, final evolution line. I feel like Barraskewda would be popular. Quillfish isn't. But Basculegion? Basculegion's very iconic. I don't think Basculegion. What about... I guess I could go back to Hoenn. I feel like Crawdon would be pretty popular. We know Clamperl and the Gorbis line tend to get, like, a lot of votes. Maybe I should just go back to Paldea. Like, would B-Barrel be... B-Barrel does get low, doesn't it? 0.7. Yes. Okay. It surprises me B-Barrel gets so low. Alright, then water first in evolution line. There's a lot of water types who are the first in evolution line. Obviously, you got shit like Feebas and Magikarp, but they're going to rank high, I assume. Oh, we got Panpour. We got Frillish. We got Ducklet. Ducklet. 1.6. We've got 73 right now, which means if we want to beat Felix, we need to get a 9%. I don't think we're getting a 9%. I hate to say it. I hate to say it. I don't think we're getting 9%. It would be very lucky if I got 9%. I don't think I'm getting 9%. I wonder how Finneon did. No, yours was 86! That's like a whole 12%. We're rolling in it now. All we gotta do is think of a good one, and we might get 12%. Finneon was 4th highest. Everyone thinks of Finneon because people think Finneon's gonna be forgettable, but it's not. Okay. Golduck doesn't have one. So far we got Blastoise, Swampert, Gyarados, and Sharpedo. But I feel like there's more. I feel like there's more water-type Megas. But I cannot think of them. I can't think of what they are. Because it's not like Wallace busts out a Mega Ring, and it's not as a Mega Wailord. There's no Mega Gorbis or Huntail. Nor do I think there's a weird Pokemon that gets water as a subtype. I feel like Weezing would have always got fire type myself. If it got a Mega. Like, I feel like if I answer well here, I could do well. But, like, are people going to not think of Swampert because they think of Blastoise first? People are going to think of Gyarados, definitely. Gyarados is going to be high. You think I may have a chance? Okay, Mega Evolutions water types. There's got to be more than 4. Water is one of the most prevalent types. There's no way there's just 4. So what ones are there? The issue is like no trainers use Megas, and that's one of the best ways to think of like what Pokemon are there, is like going off of Megas. Is Gyarados going to be high though? You're metagaming. I think so, right? Like, Gyarados is one of the most iconic Pokemon. Why don't you just, like, try, like, Minion or something? You don't know. I'm metagaming, but, like, I feel like Gyarados is too popular of a Pokemon to not cross people's minds. Same with Sharpedo, because of Archie. Like, Gyarados and Sharpedo are two Pokemon actually used by evil teams. But Swampert and Blastoise are starters. Venusaur's the lowest poison type. But I already know Swampert was the lowest... No, I don't know Swampert was the lowest ground type. I don't know if that's true. Beedrill was such a fumble. I just feel like there's got to be another water-type Mega that I'm missing. And it's going to be one of the really obvious ones that I beat myself up over after. Because I'm like, oh my god, how did I forget that one, you know? I think Blastoise is going to do well. So I'm stuck between Gyarados, Sharpedo, and Swampert. I'm going to put my money where my mouth is. I should not have done that. Slowbro! I forgot Slowbro! It was there! I put it here! Slowbro was on it! Slowbro was on the list! And I forgot... Climmit was the least popular. Sneasel was low. Omanyte was the least popular water type. I think I got, like, decently high down. Yeah, no, Toadschool was the ground type. Gala Yamask did well. I forgot about Garchomp, but it doesn't matter. Venusaur was the lowest here, but there wasn't actually that much of a difference between them all. Everyone say it's staring you in the face. It kind of was, wasn't it? Gastrodon was the lowest put here, but Ursaluna was right next to it. So I did really, really well, except on the bottom. I was a little lower than yours overall, but not on non-mega categories. Indeed. I fumbled a bit there. Oh well. It'd be like that sometimes. Hopefully next time. I feel like I did pretty well on all the non-mega categories there, which is nice. Because I feel like I've been fumbling a bit lately, you know? I feel like lately I've been like, I think, like, niche dual types are my weakness. Because I then spend my whole time racking my brain for them and then overlook them entirely. But yeah, thank you all for coming. I hope you've all had a great time. I certainly have. Even though we didn't get a shiny this stream, which was a bit of a shame, I'll be honest. Who knows, maybe we're stockpiling luck for later. I do hope so. But yeah, I hope people had a great time. I'll be back on Wednesday for the Pokemon Sword with Only G finale. Do make sure to stop by for that, because that'll be very fun. But yeah, I hope you've all had a great time. I certainly have. Goodbye and good night.